just find the Shadow Shaman. That would be really quite nice. But yeah, Linken's Deso would be a cool approach from the Ember, one that we don't see too often. I don't think though Ember, when he's picked this often, you usually want to stay with the status quo, the things people are going for, because it has been tested and your entire team will know how to play around it. Playing around the Deso Linken's Ember is you're actually not going to be certain, do I go with him now or do I let him be there alone? What do I do on the map? It's not only about him, it's about his teammates as well.
Okay, Timbersaw. With good luck, you might be able to blow up the Abaddon before his ulti even pops, because of the whirling death damage just being ridiculous and the percentage drops, doing pure damage. You can do a lot of work on this Abaddon. He will hate you in the laning state. But we have seen an Abaddon really bully a Timbersaw in the early minutes at those tower dives. I think that was the TA Abaddon lane even, where they had the curse of the curse of Avernus onto the Timbersaw, and the tower hitting you extra fast because of it, and you're just dying to the tower basically. And there we go. There we go. Abaddon Luna versus the Timbersaw.
So if you remember that, it was actually the Timbersaw diving like a madman, which allowed it to happen. So I still think once the Timber gets level 3, he has 2 points in the reactive armor, which wasn't the case last time around we saw this matchup. It's going to be quite okay for him. And of course, the Keeper of the Light is one of those heroes who pushes in the wave. He goes out to stack or do something, so the Timbersaw will be okay in the first couple of levels and should get to that level 3 timing quite fast. Though Enigma Galaxy seem to believe that this is the way to go. It is a duo of heroes that can definitely threaten the Timbersaw level 1, but I just don't think against the Keeper of the Light is that great, because you don't want to be running in level 1 and level 2 into the Illuminate. It hurts way too much. So I'm not 100% certain about this. And Enigma Galaxy, if their Shadow Shaman dies, there's nothing to catch the Ember. So it's I'm not the biggest fan of the heroes that they have. I'd rather see something like a Wraith King. Despite it being not so great against the Timber, it will give you a little bit more lockdown in the burst damage, which the Luna does not provide.
Yep. Also, Womi Timbersaw, 8 games played, 75% win rate in the tournament. DB, Tiny is in the pool. He's played 6 out of the 7 Tiny games in their team. They have won by Narman. 83% win rate on DB's Tiny. So 1 loss and 5 victories. 5-1, that is. Let's see if they want to get that as their last pick. They're going to have to pick it before Nick McGalaxy goes for their final pick. And they're kind of missing it off. Throughout this entire tournament, so this has got to be a pocket in the A strat, something they've played in either in their pubs or in their scrims or something in their past other tournaments, but in the Pro Series, not a single Spectre game for DB. You mentioned the Necrophos, which is a very good offlane answer to this. Let's see if they take that route.
We'll see if they do. So the Necro is actually quite solid against the Timbersaw as well, especially with the Storm and the Luna doing some magic damage. You come in, you cut him down. Later on in the game, you're always great against the Spectre. And Army Geniuses, Medusa, I mentioned her. She was banned, obviously, but that type of a hero, she can at least help you defend the towers. The Spectre, every 2.5 minutes, you go into a fight, and that's it. So Enigma Galaxy will have the timing to dodge the Timber and dive somewhere else if they don't want to. So I'm kind of looking at December and the Keeper. We're gonna have to do a very good job to just constantly poke Enigma and give vision to the Spectre, to what's happening around the map, so that the Spectre can get her items. This is a very powerful late game hero, but you need to get there. And I think if Enigma Galaxy covered themselves with something that's good against the Spectre late game, that they should be okay in this game.
Plenty of time to think about the last pick as well. What Enigma Galaxy might want to bring out. They have to make their decision. And it is an Enigma. If you're not going for a Necrophos, you might as well bring another that does percentage-based damage. And that is also Enigma Galaxy's first Enigma pick into the tournament. This is group stages and playoffs both added in together. So 2 new heroes, Spectre and Enigma, from both of these two teams. And I'm jumping the Enigma hype train. It is the black hole time.
I like the
You've already guessed me saying
the
that,
idea.
though.
Yeah, of course. I know that you're an Enigma fanboy. I like the Enigma Galaxy pick as well. The one problem I have with them is that they're very limited in finishing people off with their heroes. But I think if you bring the Storm Spirit to the Enigma relatively early on and you use the Luna to help get the tier 1 towers down, what you need to do is mirror the movements of Army Geniuses. Army Geniuses send the Timber to push one tower, you mirror the movement and go push another one on the other lane. So if Enigma Galaxy are able to do that, open up the map a little bit. The Storm Spirit, I think this game he should be gunning for an Orchid at some point. I think you're gonna be in a good spot for Enigma Galaxy. The Luna hits her timing before the Spectre, and Army Geniuses, they can push their advantage, but if Abaddon is playing with the Storm and they're on the aggressive, you know where the Ember is, your heroes are not going to be dying. Enigma Galaxy, they have the late game answer to the Spectre in this Enigma, and literally nothing on Army Geniuses to stop the BKB Black Hole, unless Ember wants to go for a Basher and hope for a Lucky Bash, which is not a route that you're willing to take.
Let it begin. We already saw the Filipino Pride battle earlier on. Now it's time for Indo Pride. Enigma Galaxy.SEA versus Army Geniuses. The Army Geniuses team that has made their way all the way from Phase 1 up till this far in the tournament. And actually, kind of a fun part is every team that basically started off from the upper bracket is remaining in the tournament. One of them is now unfortunately going to have to drop out, and it's either Army Geniuses or Enigma Galaxy. Polaris, who beat Army Geniuses 2-0. Execration beat Enigma 2-0. Execration beat Polaris today 2-1 in our previous series. I would recommend to watch that. That was a pretty fun series. And one of these teams is going to drop out and take home a hefty amount, 3.2K. You would love to fight for that first place prize of $16,000, though, with this 40K spread.
I definitely wouldn't. The way, though, Enigma Galaxy I'd like for them to fight in this game in particular is dodge the Timber, just literally ignore him, and every single time that you see the Keeper of Light pushing out the waves, you kill him. I think that's the main thing for Enigma Galaxy in this game. Alacrity needs to kill Narman multiple times, because when you look at Enigma Galaxy's lineup, they're not that great at pushing out the waves. The Luna obviously doesn't want to show too often. The Sleight of Fist chains, double of it, could easily kill in your dream, so you want to be in the jungle farming. And on the other hand, Army Geniuses, they have the Keeper of Light, and Enigma Galaxy don't have a hero like that. If the lanes are constantly being pushed towards you, it's gonna be a problem. So Enigma Galaxy, I think a few things: dodge the Timber and kill Narman, and you're gonna be really happy with the outcome of this game. Late game, you have the Enigma, no counters for it, so Mizu should be the strongest late game hero here.
Yeah. Mizu has definitely got the best scaling in this entire game, depending how far Enigma wants to stretch this out. Got a lot of options to look at this game. You want to hit either your 20-minute Luna timing, you can look at your 38-minute Luna versus Spectre battle. It might fall a bit into the arms of Army Geniuses, and then you're looking at what is Mizu's shape on the Enigma. So I totally agree with you. Timings are most of the part during this game. There are several timings for Enigma Galaxy. Army Geniuses, I don't think you can really end this game early either, even with the Ember Timber Caudal trio, basically. Well, at the Ogre Mage out to the Mex as well. But that Spectre timeline, or basically his timing on his items, is probably Army Genius's best bet. So in terms of all of that, it's hard not to say Enigma Galaxy in this game. But let's see. Laning stage usually tells a big part of the story. Ooh, how things might be escalating. We'll be looking at Alacrity versus Azura, Ember versus Storm, Electricity versus Fire here in this mid lane.
Army Geniuses, they have to use the fact that they have better wave push and pretty solid mobility. Both teams are relatively mobile. You see Storm on the one side, and you see the Ember on the other one. But if the lanes are pushed out, you can more easily use that mobility of yours. So that is the thing that Army Geniuses have going for them, and that is the thing that they have to use. Of course, having the Spectre helps as well, because he's always going to be there to assist if need be. That is the thing Army geniuses need to really capitalize on, and that's the first 15 to 20 minutes. Then the Luna timing that you mentioned, around 25-30 minute mark, you need to dodge that one a bit. Luna is going to be too powerful, and then your win condition is around the Spectre having the Skadi, maybe having the Ags plus the Manta. That's your timing to win. You catch the Enigma, and you're going to be okay.
See how much denies Mizu can come up with in this lane. Usually Enigma wins the Spectre, but Spectre at level 4 just becomes so hard to kill that you're not killing either. But as long as you're not tanking Spectral Daggers, you should be okay. So if Joken can keep the Ogre away, which is, by the way, a pretty difficult task, because even if the Shaman hits hard, the Ogre has a lot of armor, so he mitigates some of that damage dealt by Joken. In a 1v1, Enigma will get the better lane, but if the support is aggressive, you are going to have a bit of a hard time with this Enigma, and Spectre will rejoice for every move that Varus is going to make.
For sure he will. It's we are probably going to be seeing a game with not too many kills. We can assume that there's going to be a lot of poking and going back, but kill potential isn't really there though. Ogre, too tanky.
Yeah, they just don't have the damage to kill the Varus Ogre here. Level 1 Eidolons. Also looking at this level 4 Enigma. 10 denies. Make that 11. Most likely going to be ramping up even more. DB is going to call help from Varus, but Joken is doing such a good job. Just keeping this Ogre busy. Not really putting himself in peril. Because if the Shaman drops too low, it means the Ogre has free roam on the lane. And his job is help the Spectre drive this Enigma away. Enigma's got really good balance in this lane at the moment.
They're getting everything they need.
Yeah,
and Varus is finally gonna get that pull off. Nope, Joken
interrupts. And another deny. That's 14 now from Mizu. This is going so well. I really love watching good Enigma work. But it's mainly thanks to like your pause 4 playing aggressively, and Joken is really making this possible for Mizu. I could watch this lane for like 8 minutes, but I'm pretty sure all the people watching this game are gonna be like, can we please watch something else than just top lane? So.
You're like impressed, and no one else is, but you're really liking what's happening.
I am. I'm really liking what's happening there, but I'm just, you know, running the observer here at the same time. Is like, well, I can't enjoy this lane. I gotta stop being a fanboy and, you know, cast the game.
Also, one thing to point out from the heroes that were on the top lane, the Spectre is going for a Blade Mail against the Luna, against the Storm. That's a really good item. You just go in on them, you pop the Blade Mail, and you're gonna be in trouble. And another thing that's gonna be a pretty big one in this game is what Joken decides to do in this game in terms of items. I really want to see a Blink Dagger on him, because that might stop the potential split push from Army Geniuses.
Every time Radiant
I've seen a lot of, this is basically just out of the game, technically, but regarding Mizu and nickname changes, is it because of the new... hang on, let's watch this river fight first. Is there anything special here? No, nothing happening here. So, is it because of the new TI 11 era starting off from this season, why people have been changing their nicknames a lot? Coming up with new names, maybe, you know, new me.
Dota players tend to try to blame they're just not liking how they're playing at the moment. The bottom lane, there's gonna be a fight. We already missed 2 kills.
Yeah, there was
Let's
2
not miss
kills. They
this.
got solo black holing the Spectre in the top lane, ganking the Ember Spirit next to the Action Rune. But TimberSaw
Storm is coming over.
It's going to be the hardest kill for them. Alacrity is at half mana. Womi playing patient here, but going to walk into the shackles in the end. Remnants are going to be there, and that's going to be the end of Womi. Enigma Galaxy coming up with 3 kills in total now. Spectre in the top lane. They killed the Ember rotating from the mid lane. They killed the Timber in the bottom lane. So great success.
Radiant's middle tower is taking damage.
Azura is rotating before he gets the Searing Chains. I'd like him to at least have 1 point in the Searing Chains, and then the Coddle Chakra magic would really kick in. But he comes without it. Let's see what he can do. Not much. Not much. It seems like.
Guess he just wanted to give raw damage, I guess. The cooldown reduction is very good, having that level 4 in the State of Fist. But Jokum, dewarding action comes with the cost of his life. Sometimes that's a good move, because right now, if you look at the shop, they don't have any Observer wards in stock anymore. It's just the 1 Obs on Narman. So dying for a D ward can sometimes be really good in this early laning stage, because there's just not enough Obs wards in stock to replace it with a new one.
Well, let's be real. His life isn't really worth that much. It's not like they got a lot of gold out of him. Maybe 250 in total for their entire team. And he got the vision off of them. He pulled 2 cores towards him. One of them being the Timber, allowed the Luna to push a little bit, and of course, all of that prepared the scenario here where the Luna can now farm the stacks while the tower is being pushed. So Enigma Galaxy are gonna be quite happy with this, especially if their smoke towards top works out. And DB, it seems like he is not aware of this.
He is in the line of fire. Alacrity misses the first jump, gets the connection on the second. He could still level up the Haunt if you wanted to. Blade Mail is there. Very spiky fella. Nizu is also here with the percentage-based damage. That should allow them to get the kill. Alacrity also dodges the Ignite, but they're taking way too much magical damage. And a good retaliation from Army Geniuses, but it does come with a big rotation of 3 heroes to save the 4th.
And the tower fell. So if the tower didn't fall there, Enigma Galaxy, they wouldn't be too happy about it. But losing 2 heroes to get the Spectre and for such a huge rotation from Army Geniuses, waste their time, is going to be quite nice. Still, Womi is doing a good job. He is pushing the bottom lane. It's actually Enigma Galaxy getting the first tower, which is important. We talked about what Enigma Galaxy have to do is match the TimberSaw. Don't go and kill him. Just do something else on the map. And that's exactly what they did. Unluckily for them, the Storm died, but it's still a big committal, as you mentioned, for the side of Army Geniuses.
For sure. Mizu at 52 and 20 on this Enigma. Second place in net worth, right behind the Luna. Has slowed down the Spectre by 800 gold, so his mission is complete. That's the first phase of his gameplay. Slowed down the Spectre's progress, set him up for a kill for his team, killed him once by himself. That was the really big part of the laning stage, where to get the Spectre, and Alacrity, beautiful jump! Absolute fantastic read from Alacrity. Long jump with a level 1 ball lightning on top of the Spectre. Blows him up and gets a kill for himself.
He saw that the Spectre was lowish on the ward, and the second he went for the camp, the scan was used, and he's like, yep, he's there, I'm gonna go and murder him. So very nicely done by the Storm Spirit, really. And this is the thing, that move from Enigma Galaxy onto the enemy part of the jungle with the smoke, it's not only about what's gonna happen then, it's what's the follow-up gonna be. And they left the ward earlier there, and it secured another kill for the Spectre. That means that now DB, for 10.5 minutes, he hasn't used the Haunt. Army Geniuses, they want to make something happen, and they want to get a kill with this Haunt, but the question is, where are you gonna make that happen?
I love how Womi has the confidence to just kind of play with the Abaddon a little bit, but did he stay for too long? Because now there's a sudden Alacrity Storm on top of him as well, and Jokum gets the Hex out, looking for the Shackles, not needed. Here comes the Haunt. Ember Spirit instantly shackled up though. DB, does he have the damage though? They're gonna sack the Shadow Shaman. They know the magical burst is too much to deal with. Enigma Galaxy try to support for the offlaners, so they're happy with this, and the Haunt is now on cooldown.
That's a perfect play from Enigma Galaxy. We talked in the draft how you don't want to go for the Timber Saw unless you're 100% certain that you're gonna get the kill, because it's so much time wasted if you don't kill him and you're on a part of the map that you don't want to be on. But every single time the Timber falls, his game becomes harder and harder. It's very important on this hero that you don't die between minute 10 and minute 20, and they've now killed him once in that span of time. That early kill, that is, I guess you're gonna be fine with that. But when you have the hood and you die, it just means that you were too deep.
Let's see what Army Geniuses want to play now. Building into a BKB. Onto their Ember Spirit. Yules for the Timber Saw. Wants to be able to get out of harm's way. Being able to dispel Malefice is also very important with the Yules. That stun can be super annoying because it's technically a 4-second stun. Just in intervals. What about In Your Dream, though? Classic Basket Madness Manta build?
Dragonlance first. He's gonna disassemble it for the BKB later on. Manta, you're playing against the Ember Spirit, so you won't have multiple things to remove the chains, especially because you're gonna be dealing with double those. DB is again low. Luckily for him, this time around, no one has vision of him, and this time around, there's gonna be Army Geniuses making a move. They are aware they have to control the top part of the map. The Spectre will be farming the Ancients. That's also the why he went for the Blade Mail, not only to be able to fight.
This is a great target, but they don't have a silence. And they need Fire Blast to stun the Enigma. If he gets his Black Hole off, that will be disastrous. But he's too far away from the tower right now. Enigma could still somehow fight back, but they need to get there right away. Mizu applying for the Black Hole. Oh, you almost got it off. Varus was getting the stun off in time, so he doesn't get it. And that would have enabled maybe a bit of a small fight, maybe a pick off on 1 or 2 out of that. But Mizu killed. That's a good move from Army Geniuses.
It is still a smoke move, so now you want to leave a ward here to set up for a potential move to there without the smoke and without that long of a movement. So there it is. Varus places a ward, and this means that Army Geniuses now have control of their top part of the jungle. This is where the 4 of them want to fight constantly, or the 3 of them while Narman is pushing out the waves. You can see Narman is very conservative in going for the waves and always staying close to the towers because he knows he's gonna be on the menu for the storm. That's why the early glimmer, he understands the split pushing is going to be important from his side.
The Galaxy playing passive on their side of the map. Storm Spirit looking for the action runes on the other side. This is DD. Does he go for it? No zip zap today for Alacrity. They're going to leave it for Azura. By Azura, by Azura, by Azura. You know what game that's from?
No.
Okay.
Are you gonna tell me, or are you gonna leave me to?
Do you want to know? Do you want to know?
Yes, yes.
Oblivion.
I'm all about knowledge.
Oblivion.
Really?
It is the adoring fan from the arena.
Oh man, I can't believe I didn't know that. I had a graffiti Oblivion in my room. I'm so embarrassed right now.
It is the adoring fan. But let's see. Is Azura gonna be the hero of the arena, not the adoring fan, as he jumps on Alacrity. Illuminate Blast does not connect, and the root runs out. He's able to ball lightning himself away.
Mid lane?
Oh, the Black Hole connects also the Timber Saw. That's maybe going to be better for Enigma Galaxy to get the connections out as well with the Shackles. Eclipse being used. A lot of illusions still in the battle. And Timber finally taking up with the jump coming in from Azura as well. With the Shackles, they got the Malefice stun at least onto him and interrupting him for a second. But Joker will fall nevertheless. And now looking for another setup here in your dream. He's waiting. Does Alacrity get the jump anywhere here? But Azura targeting him. Boom Boom coming in for the rescue as well. Setting himself up, but Alacrity very low on HP. The Roots coming out as well to the Storm Spirit. Alacrity barely getting the jump up, but the Ignite's going to connect onto him. And there's a Remnant coming in as well. And Azura with the slide's going to get it. And the Luna down as well. Azura goes for the triple kill on the Ember Spirits. And Army Geniuses, they didn't quite get the kill on the bottom onto the Storm Spirit, but they make it pay on the second round, saving the Timber for as long as they could until he finally falls into a set of kills for the Dire team.
killing the Timber took so long. Enigma Galaxy getting pulled into it because they killed the Timber a few times in this game, and they're like, okay, we can do it again. But this time around, Army Geniuses were ready, and Enigma Galaxy even knew that Army Geniuses was close, but also a big part of that fight was the Ember having the DD. I think if Azura didn't have the DD, he wouldn't have done 4,000 damage in that fight, which are actually massive numbers. Without the DD, I think Enigma Galaxy survives that one, and then they could possibly go for a turn, or at least they defend the mid lane tower for the time being without losing that many heroes. So a bit of luck for Army Geniuses, but they hit their stride the way that they wanted. Still, when we look at the late game, we are still talking.
The jump of the Blade Mail is there, though. This Storm Spirit is also very cautious about the damage he has to deal during that Blade Mail. Jokum being chased under the tower. Chakra, Blinding Light's going to be there. Ignite Fire Blast, that the full nuke is there. Able to take down Jokum under the tower. Army Geniuses establishing dominance for the time being, playing with their timings.
That is what they were looking for these 4 heroes to get super strong when they're out pushing the lanes. They know that they're gonna be fine. And now the mid lane tower is gone, so they can definitely push their advantage. The big thing that Enigma Galaxy are waiting for right now is the Luna BKB, but you need to find a way to farm it. And Enigma not going for a Blink BKB this game is pretty weird, considering there are no cancels for it.
Kinda doesn't need a BKB I would like to see, but the Blink Dagger is not that much needed because AG is just running at them as they are the whole time. Timbersaw just wants to go in there. So for the Ember Spirit, Alacrity needs some backup. Very low on HP, gets some bottle heals. He's got stick charges. Jokum in the trees. Serpent Force placed down. Shackles will be connecting as well. Eclipse turnaround. Can they get the kills out happening onto Indoor Dreams? They're going to be taking a lot, but Jokum's down. Timbersaw hexed up. Stun from Malefice. That takes down Womi. Womi's going to be falling onto her on the top with their Alacrity. Getting another hit onto him. 25 HP. He's going to get it. Azura gets him in the end. And Norman in between. There's another follow-up coming in. It's Mizu from the side. In your dream with the double kill. And the Eclipse turnaround works out for Enigma Galaxy SEA.
3 seconds before the Spectre ulti, or maybe 10 seconds when they started that fight, Army Genius is getting a 2-bit ahead of themselves. Shadow Shaman surviving for that long and keeping the Ember in place is what won them the fight. Imagine if just the Spectre came in there with a Spectral Dagger, the Shadow Shaman dies, the fight is over. The Ember can run away, continue using the Sleight of Fist, and again, he did 4,000 damage in that fight, but this time around, it wasn't enough. It's the same amount of damage, but the time has... the time of the game has increased, and the Enigma Galaxy heroes are just a tad bit more tanky right now. Oh man, that's just a bad thing for Army Genius. A really bad thing, because this was the part of the game where they were stronger. Next time around, they might be fighting into a Luna BKB, and yep, he can disassemble the Dragonlance. He's just 200 gold away.
That is, yeah, small margins fights. Seen 2 of those now where one hero doesn't die fast enough, and that is going to turn around the entire fight. And that's just a pause for Shaman. It's not even like the pause 1 carry that's about to die and he stays alive and kills everybody. It's a support just not dying on time. Alacrity getting a couple punches onto Azura. Standing in melee range, going to get chained up. Did he play this a bit too far? I think he did. Instant regret. That just happened.
That's just so weird, you know. He had the illusion rune, he removes the first light of his chains, but you're playing against the Coddle Ember. Means that there's almost no downtime on the Syrian chains.
Yeah.
So definitely a big mistake coming out from Alacrity. And Army Geniuses, they understand they should push their advantage. They can still poke and prod, and if there's just one misstep coming out from Enigma Galaxy, they can easily take their lives, though. You can see how good of a positioning these guys are keeping, and the Luna finally has her BKB.
20 minutes now filled into this one. Enigma Galaxy and Army Geniuses still in their first game of the series. Loser gets knocked out of the tournament. Winner gets to continue for tomorrow's lower bracket final. Have a shot at the grand finals to play against Execration.
Spectre.
Oh no, Black Hole's going to be there. Manta's not going to save you, my friend. Midnight pulls Black Hole into the Shackle follow-up just to make sure he's not going to walk anywhere.
Goes in.
And that's a pretty good fight for them because Varus is low, but can they get Alacrity? He already died once and he's rooted again. Azura. Oh, he's making him pay so hard. Storm Spirit dies in 2 consecutive fights. The Ogre lives with 15 HP. The Eidolons tried to go for a snipe on the Ogre, but Varus lives.
That's such a great move from Enigma Galaxy, and again, it's Alacrity making these mistakes. He's playing like he has a BKB, but he doesn't have one, and what Army Geniuses want to do now is force out the BKB of In Your Dream. That is the play right now.
And In Your
Just get
Dream
it
as
out.
well. He's got a BKB, he might have to use it here. Eclipse turnaround again, he's done it once, he's going to do it again. And onto Womi, tries to get the kill on the Timber, will be able to. Azura forced away as well, and Varus not able to help him out there. Very important here for Enigma Galaxy, keeping In Your Dream alive on the Luna. Still continues to stay at the top of the net worth list.
Army Geniuses, they had an idea to pop the BKB there, but In Your Dream, he baited so hard that they actually thought that they were gonna kill him with a sleight of fist, but they just underestimated the amount of damage and the amount of lifesteal that Luna will get if two melee heroes are next to her. The bouncing glaives are just way too much damage, and they understood now just how powerful the Luna can be, and that was the main issue of the previous fight, is that the Luna was a bit too far away. That's why Army Genius is seeing her on their own vision. They just went in for the turnaround there after their Spectre had died. So Enigma Galaxy, they set everything up perfectly, but I just think this Alacrity Storm needs to give a bit more respect to the Searing Chains.
3-man smoke, Mizu is right in front, but that's not the target they want to kill. They know the Black Hole's still on cooldown. It's not really the biggest target to go for, but they see Alacrity in the bottom lane. That's a big high priority target. Alacrity, he's been playing very over-aggressive a couple times. Is he going to get out in time? He is, and Azura probably now recognizes nobody's home. Dodged the gank.
Jokam in this game was thinking about going either for a Blink first or for the Ag Shard first. I think he saw in the previous fights that sometimes they were lacking the damage, so he decided to go for the Shard. But I still think the Blink would have been the better way to go. You can see already that the Ember is afraid of that one, and he's going for the Lincolns. And with this, he's gonna have it pretty much at the same time that the Shadow Shaman gets it. So catching the Ember Spirit in split push is gonna be quite tough. But there's a thing that Enigma Galaxy can do, because they have a Shadow Shaman and Army Geniuses cannot, and that's take the Roche. So this is a big one.
Definitely is. Aegis secured. Timbersaw, he's going to show up, but he's not going to get the steal. Alacrity will take the Aegis for himself.
With him having the Aegis, it shows that Enigma Galaxy want to fight. They don't want to push. If you would want to push it, give it to the Luna, but you're afraid for Alacrity's life considering he doesn't have the BKB. So Enigma Galaxy, they just want to fight. They even want to dive right now on the mid lane. The triangle is also a part of the map that they can attack with all the spells and the Aegis that they have right now.
Yeah. Varus will tank the smoke gank here as well. Going for a D-ward run. No ward to be found, though. Enigma Galaxy able to pressure the top tower, and I think Army Geniuses should just push the tier 2 tower in the bottom lane. Go for a tower trade. The Galaxy's kind of... well, they don't really see anyone on the map, to be honest, so playing cautious. Womi is on the other side of the map, and maybe Storm can jump him. But nobody can really follow up the Storm Spirit on this, so neither team actually goes for the push yet.
Weird moves from Enigma Galaxy. They gave the Aegis to the Storm and they're not playing aggressively. I would understand if they gave it to the Luna for the push on the top lane, but now, remember at the start of the game we talked about you have to punish the Coddle every single time. No one is punishing Narman. He is solo out-pushing the top tower. The Ogre here is pretty much to tank the smoke so that the Coddle doesn't die. That is a smart move, but the Storm, he can come from any angle, not like Varus can stop that one. So I'm not liking what Enigma Galaxy are doing with the advantage they got from the Aegis.
Oh, but he found Varus now in the tree, so Alacrity will pop one, and the TP is kicking in. That's going to be the Ember Spirit getting the chains again onto Alacrity. He's going to need some backup. Mizu still no Blink Dagger on this Enigma. He's going to have to walk to the hands of this the Storm Spirit. Gets poked by the Chakram. Bottle regeneration does give him a little bit back, but again, AG, they hold this tower up a bit longer, and 2 minutes has been spent off of the Aegis. In Your Dream is in the front line. He's just in fog. And they can see the Ember Spirit. So this is the vision advantage they play with. Not the wards, but Luna and the Blessing.
Enigma Galaxy a bit too afraid to push their advantage, and this is a problem. You know, you're thinking we are gonna win the late game with the Enigma, but the problem is the next 10 minutes, once the Spectre gets an Ags, is gonna be problematic, because that is when Army Geniuses can constantly fight, and Enigma Galaxy, they just cannot. They didn't use their... yeah, they want to catch the Spectre. I don't think DB is going to be caught by this one. No reason to be greedy.
Attempting on the other side of the map. Maybe they can find some luck here, but Scan will not connect. No camp to farm. Spectre hiding in the tree, suspecting something is up because nobody's showing on the map again. Enigma Galaxy, they've been playing the espionage, the spy game for a little bit. And now Army Geniuses have stacked up completely, ready for a fight. Storm Aegis, just 2 minutes. They need to find a fight during that time, otherwise they've lost the advantage they picked up with that Roshan. They're trying to force AG, but AG is not falling for anything. And they're not being the aggressors, so they're afraid. They're afraid.
And Army Geniuses don't want to fight right now. They want that Spectre Axe, which is coming out, but they also want the Aegis to run out on the Storm, because Alacrity is going to be their main target. He will not have enough money for a BKB once the Aegis does expire, and that is a big deal. If they fought on the side of Enigma Galaxy, they probably could have gotten enough farm on the Storm. Good thing for Enigma Galaxy, though, they have better vision around the map. That is the thing they secured for themselves with an Aegis, so maybe they can play around this
now.
the side and timing on Army Geniuses.
Finally getting some moves to happen. Varus is going to be walking under vision, and that's going to be the opening kill for Enigma Galaxy to start making some moves happening. They've got the Eidolons, AFK in the bot lane, never mind about that, so they're not really getting a super huge push going on there, but at least they can cut the split from the top lane where DB is waiting. Another last minute remaining on that Aegis. So right now, Enigma Galaxy has to push this top lane if they want to get something out of that Aegis.
See if they'll even get that one tier 2 Army Geniuses. They're gonna be happy with giving away the Ogre. They've taken away they've taken away the most important ward. That is the one next to the Roche, because that is the part of the map where you are most likely gonna be fighting. The one on the bottom lane should get rewarded. The one in the triangle, especially now with Enigma Galaxy showing heroes on top. So it's weird that they're not getting that one down. Look at the preparation that Enigma Galaxy made. These are wards on the bottom lane that can win them the game, because the bottom tower is the one that you might start TPing
and now Army Genius is going in. They know the timing of the Aegis is 6 seconds. If they can get to Alacrity, it might just pay off Womi in the middle. They're going to get hexed up, and the Maleficent is going to be connecting as well. Another high ground turn around Luna. Black Hole catching the Timber Saw, pushing Mizu to the back, and they got the jump onto Womi. They will lose Mizu first, and the Eul's is about to run out, and the Timber Saw still in the air. They're going to get the somebody living for now. And In Your Dream finally get the kill. They got the connection onto the Ember Spirit as well, but it does get the Remnant jump away. And In Your Dream is on the hunt. He's going to be able to take down Varus, and now Alacrity onto the Ember Spirit. Azura, he's low, but he's Glimmer Caped by the Coddle. DB coming in for another round, looking, and Alacrity's got nothing to protect himself with, and DB's full man mode on the Spectre. Tough moment for Enigma if they cannot keep the Spectre away, and they can't. They're going to sack Alacrity. Army Geniuses take a third kill. Womi does buy back into this one, making it a 2 for 3 plus the buyback for Army Geniuses. Timing a fight against the Aegis for Enigma, not being the aggressors. They will definitely be the aggressors in that and push the advantage.
And this is not this was not the main fight. The main fight comes now when there's no black hole and the Army Geniuses are not afraid of anything. So now is when they're gonna be pushing forward. They still have the Astral Step. It doesn't matter that they don't have the Haunt, and they're just gonna be going in and out. It's good for Enigma Galaxy that they got the BKB on the Storm, so at least the Storm isn't gonna be dying that easily. But you can see what Narman is thinking about. He wants the Aeon Disc, he wants the Hex as well, and once he gets that's a big deal. So Army Geniuses, despite playing against the Enigma, they are itemizing for the late game.
They're coming again. They're coming straight towards. They have the Haunt on the Spectre as well, able to use it, and onto the Enigma they go. Mizu is gone. And hunting Boom Bui on the high ground. That is going to be the borrowed time popping first, keeping him on the spot. And the number 2 attempt, taking down the Abaddon. Army Geniuses, feels like for the first time in an eternity, they're back in a small net worth lead for themselves, but just gotta hold on to it now.
Arcane Rune on the Ember. Army Geniuses are gonna go again. Right now, what Enigma Galaxy are trying to do is gear up for the late game. They're going for the BKB on the Enigma, but they're still gonna be needing something like a refresher, things like that, because this Spectre is becoming an issue. And yeah, he wants to go for a Skadi. I was looking, don't go for the Silence, go for the Skadi. You're playing against the Luna. That's your only problem right now.
Used onto the Storm Spirit. Eul's canceling the TP as well. He's got a BKB, but he's not going anywhere to go. They're surrounded by Army Geniuses heroes. Womi with the Yule's pickup, cancelling the TP off of the Storm Spirit. And Alacrity goes down. 60 seconds gone. That's going to open up a tier 2 tower for sure as they have the creep wave. The one lonely catapult is enough to take down the backdoor protection for them.
The one thing that Army Geniuses now might make a mistake with is thinking that they can, now of course with the Storm being that they can, but thinking that they can maybe push towers tier 1s or tier 2s, doesn't matter, without heroes being dead. They just should constantly hunt.
Used not the boom buoy. He will leave his courier behind to die for the Mountain Illusions. Tower falls in the bottom lane. Army Geniuses now have map control advantage.
Army Geniuses now just need chaos. Just need chaos. The only way that Nigma Galaxy are winning the fight is if the Luna is standing her ground and attacking. You don't allow that to happen. You run left and right, keep pushing in the waves and find openings. Openings will always reveal themselves, especially once the Keeper gets the Hex. It's going to be even easier to catch the Storm. The Spectre has enough damage. The Ember might even have enough damage to kill him during the duration of the Hex.
32 minutes into this one. Roche is going to be up in 20 seconds. Another single target haunt used by the Spectre. Not going to kill this Abaddon. Boom Boo is being bullied. That's the second time in a row now.
DB just wants more vision. When you use the Shadow Step, there is a Spectral Dagger that comes out as well. So that is a big thing. That is the main reason why the Storm got caught on the bottom lane. They knew exactly where he was, so the Yules could come out easily. So that's now what DB is doing. When his team isn't making an aggressive move, he's just trying to use the Shadow Step anytime he can, just to give a little bit of info of what's going on. And the Scotty, almost done. That's when Army Geniuses are going to attempt to make a move. A big thing for Nigma Galaxy, they have a BKB. Next fight is going to be crucial for the continuation of the game. But if Army Geniuses don't give a straight-up fight to Nigma Galaxy, but go in and out for some of the spells and then reset, that's going to be a big deal. Again, I think they should continue to go for chaotic fights, but the big items sometimes can give you the confidence and just make you lose it for no apparent reason. Let's see how they approach the fights. It's going to be a big deal for sure.
Roshan is back in his pits. Doesn't get pulled by the Illuminate. Will not walk out of the pit, but both teams know Roche is there. Gonna have to be a team fight before Roche. Taking Roche first can be a risky move, considering the haunt and everything. But they're gonna put the wards down. They will fortify this Roche pit position. 3,000 HP, 2,000 HP. Azura coming into the side. He spots Roche's low, but they're not going to be in time for it. And In Your Dream will be the one to take the Aegis for himself. And Alacrity, he's like, where's the shard? Where's it? Is it still on the ground, or is it here at all? And Azura now going on as well. They're going to be using the haunt, and now isolating Jokam to the side. And Wumi going for the dive, looking for Mizu. Mizu with the black hole is available, but the Yules comes out with the Timber Sword just in time to tank at least a couple seconds off of the black hole damage. Another jump coming in from Alacrity onto the back. They're going to be taking down the call. They're going to be taking down the Timber Sword as well. Azura to bring low as well, but the Luna, he's the one holding the Aegis right now. Can they get up at the Hex? The call, they got the shackles on Azura, and that will be 3 down. And DB is disengaging as fast as possible. But can the Storm still find another jump? Alacrity's actually all the way back in base. Varus with the TP. Jokum can't get the vision on time for a Hex or a Shackle to cancel the TP off of the Ogre. But that's a victory for Nigma Galaxy.SEA.
You know that picture of a fat policeman hiding behind a pole? I mean, that's what this Ogre looked like behind the tree, but I guess it is really a good hiding spot. This is a big one from Nigma Galaxy. Army Geniuses went for that fight. I wanted them to make chaos, but they decided to go head on because they thought we have a Scotty on the Spectre we can fight. That's just not the case. In Your Dream holds his ground and he just crushes everyone, even with the black hole being only on one hero.
Single halt again onto Jokum, but Jokum has got the help of his allies and his spells to keep those illusions in check. Gets a bit of damage onto him, but Jokum lives through it all. So 25 seconds until it's up again, but the Luna Glaives are doing work. The Luna Glaives are definitely doing work right now. Tier 4s are also taking a bit of chip damage, as that is your mid-racks taken from Army Geniuses in the mid lane, and Nigma Galaxy.SEA holding on to the game.
That was such a huge mistake from Army Geniuses. Enigma Galaxy got the Roche fine, but you can still spread the map. We saw at the entirety of the game that Army Geniuses were doing a good job pushing out the waves and finding those pickoffs. And now again, they're gonna go for a smoke, meaning they want to fight, but without Jocam, this time it's actually gonna be a good move.
Maybe In Your Dream already turns around, but with the plate mail being popped, he's
not
just doing
moving.
no damage. No damage whatsoever. In Your Dream is very hard to kill. 36 armor for the Spectre to slice through. At least he's got the slows, and now getting to force the TP with the BKB. At least something's getting done here. Mizu with the BKB on the run. Alacrity is there to provide some cover for his allies to escape. So they only end up losing Jokum to that solo haunt.
Very smart from Enigma Galaxy. We can see that they understand better how their lineup works. They need all of their heroes to be together. They need the lockdown of the Shadow Shaman, and most of all, they need the black hole of the Enigma. So the second that they don't have those, they get themselves out and they will reset. Having the Aegis for another 2 minutes allows them to force Army Geniuses into a fight that they'd rather not have, and that is a fight, a straight-on 5 versus 5. You want to split the map. You want to find Enigma Galaxy one by one, and then run forward with your superior mobility.
Oh, Luna.
In Your Dream?
Oh my goodness. Do you see the amount of damage that the Luna just took there from the solo haunt to the Timber? But at least the Black Hole allows them to turn it around. But Mizu, he's going to go down. The Enigma's done his job pretty much anyway. But the Aegis is all down. But Alacrity good in a jump on 2 with a Vortex. And they take down Azura. DB on the run, 400 HP. All they need to get the Spectre, they will. Double kill for In Your Dream. And he keeps the Aegis intact.
Man, 2 melee heroes next to the Luna. That's just too much damage and too much lifesteal. It is literally not fair. The Army Geniuses again getting baited into, oh, they don't have a black hole, we can do it. But no, you cannot. The Luna stands her ground and you lose it. You need to use every part of your lineup, and the part of the lineup that Army Geniuses aren't using is the mobility, even though they played quite a nice game from the 30th minute mark. When Enigma Galaxy had that first Aegis, Army Geniuses were playing their best game, but as soon as the Aegis expired, they started going a little bit too deep.
How does Army Geniuses get to respond to that at all? Because if they don't hit the timing when they're at the strongest, it feels like they have no way of coming back in.
Outmaneuvering. You always have to outmaneuver. You have tools to do so. The problem is now you lost multiple fights and your item timings are a little bit off the mark. The Coddle would like to get that Hex, but that is the second lane of Rax. Now you don't really have the better movement because the waves will always go towards your base. So you have that taken away from you. The only thing that is left now for Army Genius is to fight. They will want to buy that Hex before they go for it. But as soon as they get the Hex, I think there's nothing more that Army Geniuses are going to be waiting for.
I really like this Enigma item build, though, where well, I mean, I'm still a bit iffy about the Wraith Pact. I guess it's doing work in these crucial moments where your sustained damage from your opponent needs to be mitigated by a bit. In those fights, it definitely will help. But the fact that he has not gone for the Blink Dagger, but instead he has picked up an early Aether Lens and now finishes BKB. Because Army Geniuses, literally, we've been talking about this for, what, 25 minutes now. Their way of fighting is coming at Enigma Galaxy. Enigma Galaxy doesn't need to run to them. Army Geniuses need to run to Enigma Galaxy. Henceforth, you don't need a Blink Dagger. All you need is an Aether Lens for that 200 extra, 300 extra cast range to drop down that black hole. And you can use it on a single Timber Saw. That's what he's been doing. Just focus the Timber Saw down, and we do not have an issue in these fights. And he's been doing it so well.
And, I mean, coming back to the Wraith Pact, sure, you know, it's not the greatest of items on the Enigma, but he was the only one capable of building it in this game early on. And when you look at the massive AoE damage on Army Genius, literally all of their heroes do AoE damage, it is a big deal because none of them goes to a hero and just crushes him. It's all spread around. And then the Wraith Pact, you really get super value from that item, and it's one of the strongest items right now mid lane.
Yep, Jokum looks like to be going down again, but can they get the here? They can! Azura with the Aghanims drops a massive Remnant Bomb on top of the Storm Spirit, who has no buyback.
Look at DB.
Mizu. He's cloaked up. BKB pops down the Black Hole. In Your Dreams there with the Eclipse. Do they have the damage for it? Azura stunned up and will be taken down. Lomi in the middle. Luna dropping low though as DP just crashes on top of the Luna. Luna goes to life steal a second. Black hole refresher comes out from Mizu and he's got them all. He will look for the DP kill. Yes, they will. Mizu with the refresher, the second black hole. It outplays the first one and it saves the fight for Enigma Galaxy. Keeps the Luna in check, and despite losing the Shaman and the Storm Spirit, they lose no one in a 3 versus 5 fight. Buying themselves back, and oh my goodness, what a battle.
That was such a great play from Army Geniuses, given the position that they were in. But
yeah.
they never expected the Enigma to buy a refresher mid-fight. He bought the refresher mid-fight. Luna was just way too tanky. Buyback from the Abaddon. Keep in your dream alive long enough. And now Enigma Galaxy, they want to end this right here.
That's
right
Lomi. That's history for Lomi. Unless DB can do something with the buyback coming into this one. Varus is going to go down. He's going to go for the buyback as well. Timbersaw throwing himself into the air, but he won't be able to keep himself alive. He won't be able to keep himself alive for long enough, and In Your Dream's damage output is just way too much to deal with. And Luna will clear them out with the help of the wards. That's also going to be your top ranks falling. That's going to be mega creeps inside the base of the Army Geniuses and going straight towards the tier 4 towers. They want to end the game right now when they can. They've got 5 seconds, so the Ember Spirit's going to be up 13 seconds, and so the Coddle's going to be back into action, making it a 4v4. But the tier 4s are down. In Your Dream, turning his attention to the Ancient. The Ancient's already taken 1,000 damage, dropping down to half HP, and now to a quarter HP, and that's going to be it as Varus is there, but TB trying to do the best that he can. The Glyph's not going to be there. The Ancient is down, and that's going to be game 1 for Enigma Galaxy. SEA taking it in the end.
This is such a cool game. It was so awesome for both teams. There were slight mistakes in the approaches. Enigma Galaxy with that second Roche, I think they could have been a bit more aggressive. Army Geniuses, when they got the Scotty and the Spectre, they got a bit ahead of themselves, thinking that they can win a straight-up fight against this Luna that just stands their ground. But man, oh man, was that a performance from them. There were mistakes, but they happen in Dota when you make so many moves. Army Geniuses, this last fight, the way that they got 2 kills in the mid lane, and the way that DB just kept tabs on the rest of Enigma Galaxy, and then the only way for Enigma Galaxy to win is a double black hole, and Mizu, he buys it mid-fight. So a lot of action, a lot of moves, some mistakes, but really both of these teams showing why they got this far into the tournament. Enigma Galaxy wins this one, but I kind of thought they were the definite favorites. It wouldn't surprise me if Army Geniuses actually takes the entire series even after this loss. It's just very little things that separate these two teams.
True. I mean, Army Geniuses, they gave some hell of a good team fights. They, like, the way that they're reading the game, the situation was super good. I totally agree with you on the point where they kill the Storm Spirit and the Shadow Shaman in the mid lane. They instantly turn their attention for more kills because they know they need to press the advantage. That's their best opportunity, but only to be brought down by the Enigma getting his first black hole off, walking out of the fight, and buying that refresher he had queued up for quite some time. He'd been saving money for it, finally gets it, and the clutch black hole to win the game. Absolutely nuts. I can't wait to see what's going to be happening in the rest of these games. We're going to be taking a tiny break until we head over to the second game because we need a drink. You guys need a drink. We'll be back after the break for game number 2. Okay, let's get ourselves ready for another game of BTS Pro Series SEA playoffs here with Enigma Galaxy versus Army Genius. This is game number 2. I also recognize this is actually our final cast for the tournament because tomorrow Aries and Danog will be taking over for the finals day. Do give them a warm hand as we are just doing this one. Enigma Galaxy definitely showed a lot of perseverance in game number 1, but Army Geniuses was good. It doesn't really justify just showing a 1-0 scoreline in the way that they played that game because they understood how to approach, how to play it, what were their strengths, what were their timings. But Enigma Galaxy, with 1 or 2 fortunate plays and very good reads, were able to clutch the game in the end.
Hurry, hurry.
Yeah, that's the unfortunate thing about that. History does not remember losers, no matter how cool they were while they were losing. No one is gonna be talking about it. It's Army Geniuses. They really have to put a little bit more effort in there. And,
Hey!
we saw that. We saw that first phase Enigma yesterday, and in that regard, it didn't work out. I think it was also against Army Geniuses, or were Army Geniuses playing?
That
it?
was hang on, let me double check that because
5 seconds.
Army Geniuses first picked Enigma versus RSG and lost that game. They went Enigma, Timbersaw, Shaman Void, and TA. So yeah, no brainer. Pick up the Rubik. Let's see how they approach this game because you need to set up a good lane to shut him down. You've got the Rubik to kind of work as a black hole counter, but Rubik's already a very good lane hero against enemy supports. But I just want to jump into one thing quickly here before we jump on about these, is about the Enigma item choices from the last game. We talked about the Blink Dagger and not going for the Blink Dagger in that game. They didn't need to go for it. Their gameplay style was accepting Army Geniuses do the initiation, and we use Black Hole as a counter initiation tool, and like you said off stream, when the Luna is nearby. So Enigma Luna pair up to use that 4-second stun duration for maximized damage output. That's the way they wanted to play. You don't need a Blink Dagger because they're coming to you. You're not going to them. That's the way you put it. Yeah.
5 seconds.
Yeah. Also, one thing we touched upon, you and me, after the cast is I would have liked to see the blink maybe at one point of the game for 1 or 2 black holes, but you're definitely right. It probably wasn't worth it to go for it. Just like, okay, we are weaker right now. Let's try to make an aggressive move. I was totally fine with Enigma Galaxy just holding that idea of let's just put the black hole around the Luna if they try to commit for her and make Enigma relatively tanky so that they can't just jump on her. So that does make sense, and of course a lot of things can go wrong with the Enigma blink, especially if the Spectre goes in with the haunt.
That definitely could have made the difference on the first Aegis play and have a playmaking ability, the blink black hole, for the team to make something happen, because Enigma played a very passive first Roshan, and we were kind of disappointed that they weren't pushing their advantage when they had it. Kind of letting Army Geniuses just to farm throughout that entire duration and get their Spectre slowly into the game, and then we saw what happened after that. So, but that's that. This might turn into a completely different one in terms of the Pangolier also coming out, but Enigma Galaxy continues with the Alacrity Storm Spirit.
And Enigma Galaxy with the Storm, they want to go on the Rubik. This is the way that you want to play the game. You see the Rubik, you jump in on him. We can assume that the Enigma will have the BKB at some point, so the Rolling Thunder isn't going to be a problem for him, but the Rubik will. And that's why you have a hero that can pretty much kill supports any single time. We can assume that the Rubik will go for something like an Ether Lens, not really going to give you any tankiness against the Storm, and every single time the Storm sees him, he will go for the jump, allowing the Enigma to have a better time in the fights. We'll see if this is going to be a Blink Enigma game or if he's just going to go for a BKB. Is it going to be another lot of AoE damage from the side of Army Geniuses, so you want the rate back? We don't know, but we're going to find out towards the later portions of the draft. For now, Army Geniuses, they are trying to protect the Pango. They get rid of the Bloodseeker, and I guess you don't want to ban out the Grimstroke just because it's such a great hero for the Rubik to steal spells from. So maybe even the Bane ticks that category as well. I actually, now when I think about it, I don't know why Rubik isn't picked more with the Pango. It's actually a great hero to counter the ones that are good against the Pango himself.
Currently, the Enigma is standing at 4-2, 4 victories, 2 losses. Wonder what kind of setup they want to do in terms of positioning, because Enigma Galaxy could opt to do what Army Geniuses did when they first picked the Enigma. They put it as a support. They played it. Narman played it as a you know, semi 4.5. I guess you could put it that way, just farming the enemy jungle and still having that semi support-ish vibe to it. But Varys would still lock himself into like the hard support role if Narman would play the Enigma. So maybe I don't know if Jokum wants to play the Enigma. Does Boombuoy play a 5 Enigma, for example? But it comes down to these next hero picks, basically. Do they drop him to a support because of the Rubik threat? You already said the Storm is a great hero to kill the Rubik. But how much do they value it, and how do they get the best game out of this hero?
Yeah, I'd also like it on a position 4, just because I would like to have another jumper that is able to punish the Rubik and the Grimstroke. These are very squishy supports that can do a lot of things inside of a fight. When the Bane comes out, Pango counter, again though, Rubik is quite solid against him. He can cancel the Fiend's Grip from afar and also take it for himself, which is a big problem for the Enigma now. You know, it's not only the Black Hole that you have to be afraid of if you're Enigma, but it's the Fiend's Grip as well.
Monkey King with the Bane. Interesting choice here, because do you think Jokum wants to play the Monkey King here? Let me see if it's actually played. He has played 2 games of Monkey King, and the 3rd Monkey King was played by In Your Dream. They've won every time with the Monkey King hero, so 100% win rate. They could maybe swap things around here a little bit.
I want to see a carry Monkey King. I don't want to see a position 4 Monkey King.
Even against the Medusa? Actually, you could go Diffusal in this game or something like that. I don't know. Like,
Monkey King is a good hero against the Medusa because he does a lot of damage, right? And that is what is important for the Medusa to go through all of that. And even if you get to turn to stone, you have a lot of armor and you're inside of your Wukong's command. So that's why it's so big. The reason I don't want it to go for a position 4 Monkey is because Enigma Galaxy will have no damage, and especially now with the Medusa, right? So 4 Monkey King, Bane, they don't do damage. Storm, he does solid amount of damage, but not a lot. Enigma will never be able to be there in the first 20 minutes, so Enigma Galaxy will have no kill potential. And then there is no punish for the Rubik or the Grimstroke. So please carry Monkey King, and even a support Enigma, I'd be fine with that, and potentially something like a Mars, which
depends.
Radiance ban.
So they're thinking a carry's missing.
Yeah.
Could also just be a Medusa counter, kind of to avoid Enigma Galaxy from flexing around their heroes as well, to go for the anti-mage ban. See, if they ban another core, then they really think this Monkey King is going to be pos 4, and that's going to be a support duo, Monkey King and Bane. You have the Enigma 3. You already banned the Ember Spirit away from the Storm. The Puck's banned, the Night Stalker's banned, the Ember's banned. It does look like a pretty good Storm Spirit game to me.
It is a solid Storm Spirit game. If Enigma Galaxy put the Monkey King on 4, it's gonna be important for the Storm to have a good time. So we might even see Army Geniuses just get something that's gonna crush the Storm in lane. But as you mentioned, there is a lot of heroes that are already taken out. The Queen of Pain and the Puck probably being the 2 greatest when it comes to the laning phase in particular.
Yeah, the DK, the Pugness, everything kind of gotten rid of.
Dire's ban.
And I banned the Bat Rider as well. There's not a lot of traditional mid heroes left. The Lina is still in the pool. I think Storm still has a pretty good matchup against the Lina in general. Lina can help in killing the Enigma because of the long attack range she has. But then you're playing range mid, range carry. And Pango is going to be your playmaker. I guess you can make that work somehow, but I would like to see Army Geniuses have a secondary initiator with the Pango.
Team pick.
I'm okay with the Lina. I think with the Rubik and the Grimstroke, you actually can't get away with it because they're really good at coming towards the mid lane.
Luna swapped for the Tiny.
At least that is a damage dealing carry. So Tiny can come to the fights, and I really want to see him do so. It is a hero that bursts down the Rubik and the Grimstroke. So okay, I'm fine with this one. It's okay for the Monkey King to be a support because the Tiny can really punish the Rubik and the Grimstroke, which is something that you need to do. If Enigma Galaxy started out the fight with the Rubik and the Grimstroke dead, or at least one of them dead, that is gonna be amazing. So Army Geniuses, where do you take this? I actually like your Lina proposal. You don't like it because it's two range heroes, but the Medusa is a frontliner. You don't have to look at her as the classic range hero because she's completely fine going all close and personal here, especially once you use the Stone Gaze, the Enigma, using the Black Hole. You need to do it very smartly. Let's say blink in front of the Medusa and use the Black Hole behind yourself.
Azura has also played mid Pango, so if they put Pango into mid and pick an offlaner instead, there's the Tide Hunter is okay. He has a decent lane. The Furion is in the pool. I'm not sure if I'm a Furion fan. Maybe. They could still pick Womies here or last here. Go for either of those. What about Razor?
Even more damage mitigation for Enigma Galaxy. Actually, that would be okay. It's a hero that builds into a BKB early on.
Choose your
Okay.
He wants his Timber Saw. So mid Pango.
That is going to be a mid
Yeah, it's a
Pango.
mid Pango for Azura. All right. So he did want to go back to his previously played heroes.
Monkey King carry. Monkey King
Azura-
is the carry.
Azura
Understandably so.
He's played 2 games on Pango, out of the 4 in total, 100% win rate. So another undefeated hero so far.
So when you saw the Timber carry, the Timber offlane, I guess Enigma Galaxy, they swap things around. They're going to be going for a Tiny. Tiny and the Enigma Tiny is probably the best position for to lane with the Enigma. I'd say, because Enigma does a lot of damage. The Tiny needs just level 2 with 1 tossback and the Avalanche. He kills anyone. The problem I have, though, with the Tiny position 4 is when is he going to be getting his Blink Dagger? How is he going to get into the backlines? The answer is very, very hard. So this Timber kind of forced Enigma Galaxy to put the Monkey King in the carry role. And I don't think you're too happy with the position for Tiny. Yeah, you wanted to have that flexibility, but the Tiny on the position 4 just isn't going to be giving that much damage. I think Enigma Galaxy, it's crucial for them to crush the Enigma lane. They have to crush this Medusa and the Grimstroke, make sure they leave the lane early on, and then you know that the Medusa is going to be back, and the only thing you kind of have to be wary of is the Rolling Thunder. You force out the Rolling Thunder, and for the next 80 seconds, you're free to do whatever you want on the map. Farm your Blink, run around, but I still think Enigma Galaxy are lacking a lot of damage, so I'm gonna give my prediction to the side of Army Geniuses.
I somehow get the feeling that we're going to see a lane swap on the side lanes. Enigma versus the Timber and Medusa versus the Monkey King.
Yeah, that would be awesome for Army Geniuses. That would make them just be extremely powerful. The Monkey King wouldn't like laning against the Medusa, and Medusa again.
Timber is better than the Enigma in the lane, and
Yeah.
he doesn't struggle against the Monkey King.
Against the Tiny. You said he does struggle or he doesn't struggle, because he's gonna be laning. If he's laning against the Timber, he's laning against the Tiny. Against the Enigma, he's laning against the Tiny Enigma.
Yeah, he has fun against the Tiny, but he doesn't have too much fun against the Monkey King, even if it's just support in the early levels, like the level 2s and level 3. Level 2 is still like a timer when the Monkey King can bully. So let's see if there's anything going on. They're heading to the top lane area. Monkey King already scouting out in front of the tower for a ward. None going to be found there. Jokum has been spotted, though. Moving around this top jungle area. No vision placed down yet. They did put the deep ward down the lane by Narman. There's the D ward. Coming to gank. Nice.
So let's see. I'm looking at this Enigma Galaxy lineup, man. It's gonna be so hard to make this one work if the lanes don't go awesome for you. You know, every single time that you have damage problems, if you get a lot of levels in the early game, you're gonna be okay because you're gonna have those high level spells. But let's say the Tiny has some problems with his levels, and the Storm doesn't get a few kills early on. I just don't know how Enigma Galaxy are going to be killing heroes. They will have to rely on the Monkey King. And I even think even if they have a good laning stage in your dream, it's going to have to make some moves early on.
Right. Looks like they're not going to be doing any swaps for now, but a lot of fighting at the river. Slowing down Jokum. DB almost getting the kill onto that support Tiny. Not quite enough, though. Might have to go all the way back to the base. No lane swaps seem to be happening, so we're sticking with the original plan. Medusa is okay against the Enigma. Just gonna have to do some extra micro control. The Stroke of Fate is very annoying. Like, if you get the snake into Stroke of Fate, you will just clear out the Eidolons right away. And Mizu, he's busy blocking this one guy over here. Finally lets him through.
There's not much that Army Geniuses can do different in the top lane. It all comes down to the creativity of Enigma Galaxy, how well they're gonna play this. Are they gonna get the toss backs? Are they gonna keep the Eidolons alive? And how it comes down to their performance in this one. Army Geniuses, I mean, Verish and DB, they just use their spells. If Enigma Galaxy aren't in a good spot, if they aren't using the toss back nicely, they will be in trouble. So let's see how much Joking can do. It's his movements that you need to be afraid of.
For sure. Gotta keep your wits about you. Especially in these early moments. Don't want to accidentally let the lane slide out of your control right away at the start. Mizu already starting off with denying the melee creep first, then the range creep from the second wave, ensuring that he's got the lane under the tower for himself. Secures level 2. 5-2 in last. It's 6-0 for the Medusa. Jokum, he's got toss. Yay, that's a flying snake. Actually uses the Maleficent. I'm not sure if that's a smart idea necessarily. Jokum's still going to take a lot of damage. I mean, you do want to wait for your timing. Now you spent a lot of mana and you're basically ooming at this point. I think the spells do cost quite a lot of mana at the early levels.
They do, but the new and improved Null Talismans should be able to keep him okay. I like how Enigma Galaxy are playing this for now. A bit of a mistake from Jokan pulling that range creep. It's gonna allow the creep wave to go a little bit more towards Army Geniuses, but still you will be able to pull that lane back again. And both of the teams are playing quite well. As I said, Army Geniuses, they can't do anything special, but they can keep themselves safe. And for now, they're doing just that. It would be really bad for them if they would give multiple kills on this lane, and there is potential for that.
Zera is at 10 alacrity at 14 CS. Bit of an advantage to start things off with the Storm Spirit. At least the denies aren't in too big numbers. XP is very tied on both of these heroes here in the mid lane.
Understandably so that the Storm will be having a little bit of an advantage against any melee hero. It's very hard to get too close with the Pango. You're just gonna take damage. Just what's happening right now.
It's gonna be Boom Boom in your dreams, setting up for the kills. Primal Spring, slow into the right clicks. That's nicely. Jokum, is he sniping a courier here? Nope. He was thinking about going for the walking toss play, but there's still Shield Crash and Swashbuckle. Would have to place yourself excellently if you want to catch a Pango on the move.
So that first blood on the bottom lane, I can understand why it's happening. Army Geniuses, you know, there is a little bit of greed in their lineup, especially Timbersaw. He likes to play with supports that can leave the lane. Earth Spirit, Mirana, Coddle, someone who's good at stacking, good at rotating and stuff like that. Rubik is not the best hero to rotate, and that's why he's just moving around and then he is taking too much damage. You see he's coming to the mid lane to help with the runes a little bit just because he doesn't want to be around this Timber. Zera?
Oh, one more right click to go and just doesn't quite get it. Fate Bolt and Swashbuckle does do a decent amount of damage on all of these three intruders, or 2 intruders, plus the mid. Why is there 3 people in my mid lane? 3?
Oh, usually the rotations start coming when the first rune is there, but I guess the storm called out, you know, guys, if I take away his water rune, he's not gonna be able to play at all. And on the other hand, Narman just wants to leave the Timber alone. You don't want to be on the bottom lane. You cannot pressure the Monkey King yourself. Maybe once the Timber gets level 6, you're gonna be thinking on rotating there, and it's quite nice that Narman will get his level 3 from the mid lane. So level 2 Fade Bolt will be there and potential to burst down the Monkey once the Timber gets his level 6.
In Your Dream is going for Battle Fury in this game as well on the Monkey King, so aiming to go for the farming game. They've got the Enigma, might as well. They could set themselves for a pretty good late game and still match up against the Medusa, so they don't have to force their advantage too early on. In Your Dream, though, is in a bit of trouble, though. Battle Strike only connects on top 1, and they glyph the creep wave, so he doesn't get the lifesteal out of the creeps either. He's trying to juke around, needs a little bit more time. The Mischief even in between to dodge and attack to get the jump off, but no. In Your Dream goes down to Narman. Snaps that a Fade Bolt to the face.
We mentioned the Medusa and the Monkey King matchup. The Monkey is actually quite good at her, but Medusa now in trouble on the top lane.
Nice toss. Doesn't joke him. Even the AI is intervening as well with the tomato slam. Medusa is running out of mana, so only needing 1 or 2 abilities. They could still toss in Enigma, and he's got the Malefice, but are they... Mizu turned around already. Avalanche, is he close enough? He's got not enough mana. He's gonna have to right-click this thing. And there comes Varus. He's gonna get the X-Wall stun, and Tiny runs a bit
and
short.
And the Azura coming.
Yeah, does Azura come for the kill? He could swashbuckle his way in here, but DB is given this kill. So close to getting it. But losing vision at the most crucial moment, and Mizu also turning around because, like, I'm not going there. Oh, we're going there. Oh, we're not going there. So that moment's hesitation, not able to get the toss from the Enigma to get the Malefice. That would have been a dead Medusa. And now it might just actually be a dead Enigma. Rolling Thunder, number 1, number 2. And Swell is there as well to 3 connections, and that is an easy kill for Azura.
A big one for Army Geniuses. We talked about their greed in terms of lanes, and the thing is they're getting kills. You can see in terms of farm that the Storm and the Monkey are doing well, but you are getting kills on them, and that is the most important thing for you to keep yourself in this game.
And if you take into account, Medusa's actually got a decent amount of last hits, a couple Eidolons in the mix. Enigma's denied 12 creeps. Some of them are probably his Eidolons as well. So Medusa is actually much more farmed than you would think.
Yeah, he's having a good time, especially with that kill that just happened. They want to prevent the Monkey King from dying. That's why they're bringing the Storm. I don't think this was spotted. Oh, actually, those creeps pulled in by In Your Dream spotted the Storm. That's such a big mistake because the Storm, Storm made that play, and if In Your Dream would bait the Timber a little bit, it would have been a kill.
And now they're under a ward. So there's 3 people on this bottom rune, and does Azura get the action rune for himself? It's on the other side, and it's a DD for Alacrity.
We talked about Nigma Galaxy having damage issues. This solves them, and they should be looking to get some kills right now because they're not gonna have too many opportunities around the map.
They found stacks. There's a lot of stacks here. There's a dead Pango. Oh, Pango's mana boots are gonna be gone for another 1.5 minutes thanks to that. They're here to farm your stacks. At least the hard camp ones. They leave the Ancients intact. That's gonna be a whole lot harder. But that will also push In Your Dream, you know, a couple 100 gold closer towards his Battle Fury. Every second counts when you're building a Battle Fury in a game.
Definitely does. I'm just curious to see if Alacrity will be going for a Orchid in this game. I'd like to see it. I wouldn't want him to go for the Witchblade again. I just want him to jump the supports and be able to kill them.
Yeah, I agree. Like, if you're going a Battle Fury Monkey King, who's going to be making the plays for your team? Someone has to tempo control Army Geniuses who have heroes who would love to fight early. So I would totally agree with you that the Orchid is a good option here for the Storm Spirit. Let's see if he goes for it.
There could be a thing that dissuades him from it is that the Pango naturally builds into Yule's just a second Storm, diving top.
Yep.
TP out!
I was about to say easy kill, but it's not. The silence is working against them. Plus the Inkswell, nicely timed there as well, so he cannot actually hit. He needs to hit the bug, then get the vortex up, but he can't be close enough, otherwise he's going to get stunned by the Inkswell. So really good play there from the Grimstroke.
Yep, beautifully done overall, and we can see that Army Geniuses don't want to let these towers go. They understand the greed of their lineup, and they understand that the enemies are very bad at hunting. If the towers are up, it's gonna be very tough for Nigma Galaxy to do anything. That's why I want to see, Monkey a bit more.
Toss into the arms of Alacrity, and that Rubik is falling, but the Rolling Thunder is going to be there as well. Nice dodge from Alacrity, gets the regen rune in his bottle. He's able to take down the Rubik, and Joachim gets pushed to the high ground thanks to the Rolling Thunder, so he's actually safe. So rune secured. Storm can now start spamming abilities. They finally killed off Varys. That's actually in your dream, and Boomboy playing aggressive on the other side of the map.
That's the point I was trying to make. The Monkey needs to be aggressive, at least until he gets his Battle Fury. His team is going to be needing help in getting kills, and there it is. He got it. So now Nigma Galaxy, they have this gold lead. Let's see if they can turn it into more kills.
As long as Alacrity doesn't take damage, his regen rune is still ticking for a couple extra seconds. And look at that battery he had. The black hole for the Timber Saw.
Stolen black hole.
Stole the black hole. He actually caught the Enigma only, not the Storm Spirit inside it. And Mizu will fall offlane for offlane. And Narman doesn't actually get to cast another black hole, so it's just that one. The the duration is not the duration is shorter than the cooldown on the level 1 black hole is, so that's the only black hole he's gonna get to cast. Yeah. Unless you have a Coddle in your team. I don't think that still works. Anyway, moving on. And your game is gonna get teleported on by Womi, who just respawned. Early damage. Here comes Boomboy. He's got Fiend Script. There we go.
Is coming.
And our Rolling Thunder is coming in from the side of the Wuhong's command to help out a little bit, but the damage is not going to be sufficient, and Boomboy looks to be taken down by Azura. Tango will score a 3rd kill for himself, killing spree.
That was a cool play from In Your Dream, understanding the second that the Bane's ulti was gonna get cancelled, just jumping out. If he was just a fraction of a second, if he used it a fraction of a second later, he would have lost his life, and then it would have been a disaster. This way, it's just Nigma Galaxy finding out where their enemies are and not losing any towers, despite, you know, you have the gold lead, but you're weaker. It's very hard for them to kill the Timber Saw, and especially now, when they don't have their black hole, it's almost impossible.
First 12 minutes played out. Post-laning stage moments, 4-5 scoreboard, 1k lead for the Nigma Galaxy.SEA roster. Winning game 1, looking to close out the series 2-0. But Army Geniuses has been a very difficult opponent for many teams, and they have, from time to time, found their way forward, beating their opponents one by one, making it to the top 4. Started off in the upper bracket of the playoffs, knocked out right away to the lower bracket.
I like how this is going for Nigma Galaxy. They are getting a few kills, even though it's super hard. They're farming the Blink Dagger on the Tiny, so they'll be able to catch those supports. And the Monkey King will have an early Battle Fury. The Monkey King wins against the Medusa later on in this game. So it's going to be Army Geniuses trying to hit like that 30-minute timing when the Medusa is unstoppable. But I think that Monkey King will be hitting his stride at a close time to that, maybe at 35, and I don't think 5 minutes of Medusa being the strongest on the map is gonna be enough. So let's just see how it transpires. Though DB does have a lot of farm in this game.
Definitely, yeah. DB's doing a great job meeting the net worth at the moment with this Medusa. Level 11, maxed out split shot. Snake 1 point in the mana shield though. So still a bit of a squishy target, but that's Medusa's most important job. Stay away from the enemy. Don't get jumped on by a Storm Spirit. Don't get hit by a Fiend Script. Don't get Black Hole. Don't get tossed. A lot of things you gotta watch out for. It's basically an overprotective mother telling you to not do anything.
There was a ward there behind the tower from Nigma Galaxy, but I don't know if they saw this one.
Mizu's got a hunch though, and here goes Narman with the ball lightning that just ran out mid-flight. But it will still go through. Azura helps out the team to get the kill. His ball lightning expired during the jump, but he was still able to get close enough to follow up with the combo. And he's got his own traitor Eidolons.
Okay, Army Geniuses understand right now that it's very hard for the side of Enigma Galaxy to fight, especially if they're running in onto them. So, you catching the Enigma means that Enigma Galaxy can fight, and they even responded with so many heroes. So that is a really big thing. You're giving more space to the Medusa, and you were in the enemy triangle, meaning that this Battle Fury from the Monkey King, you, at least in the first minute, you didn't get the full value. Now, Enigma Galaxy are gonna start stacking, so In Your Dream is still gonna be farming quite well, but every little thing counts. You slow down the Monkey King, you accelerate the Medusa, and she hits her timing where the Monkey King still cannot kill her.
Varus walks into Mizu, and here comes Alacrity. Inkswell, Soulbind, Silence on 2. Hebe coming in with a gaze. Beautiful read. Can they get something done with this, though? Womi coming in for the back as well. And the Soulbind and the Silence has run out. And Azura, he's 2 seconds too late. Maybe they can get a kill on the Tiny. Armin is here with the Stolen Avalanche. Another jump from Azura looking for Himizu. And here comes the Monkey King. Can't get the Wukongs come out off in time. Looking for another angle. There's the Boundless Strike. Beautiful. Fiend Script's going to be there as well. Again, canceling the Wukongs come out. Finally getting it through. And into the Black Hole onto the Timber Saw. They take the Pango. They're going to take down the Timber Saw. They've already taken the Grim before the start of the fight. Now the Medusa on the run. And In Your Dream gets to live, and he's getting 1 salve, 2 salve, 3 salves for himself. And he's going to be pretty healthy after that. 1 for 3.
They saw the Storm with the relatively low mana, and they knew the Tiny was dead. So a big chunk of damage from Enigma Galaxy was off. But the thing is, the Enigma with the Midnight Pulse does so much damage, and the Pango without the Rolling Thunder just isn't that tanky. So the second they took down the Pango, there was no more damage from Army Geniuses either. Enigma Galaxy, it was just a matter of time before they strike again.
Another jump onto Varus, but the Silence is there. Inkswell stun does catch the Tiny, but Pango has been slept. Will be held in place, and that defusal does a decent amount of damage onto the Tiny. One more on top of the one more. Fast Bats, Tiny taken down. Everybody else is out of there.
DB gets his Manta, so now it's time for Army Geniuses to push forward. DB knows without the Black Hole, he can stand his ground, and there's almost no chances of the enemies killing him if his team is nearby. So him having this Manta is gonna make it quite hard for them. And even Womi is a hard kill. You can see that the Storm and the Monkey King don't want to go for it. They don't want to even attempt to force out TPs. But Army Geniuses, they're not gonna wait for the TPs to get forced out. They're gonna make a move of their own right now.
Perfect timing. They're gonna run into Alacrity, and here we go. Lift into the air. Rolling Thunder's going to be there, and the Inkswell will follow up on the stun, so Alacrity is stunned for days. Monkey King gets out, but the Storm Spirit falls. There's also Rubik not being able to get the toss off. Not required, but toss can also be a very useful tool in terms of their team fight.
Very important thing right now for Enigma Galaxy is vision. They have one ward on the bottom lane that's a big one for pickoffs, because right now you don't want to be fighting head on. Maybe when you get the Black Hole, but even then it's gonna be tough to set up a big fight. You want to spread the map around, you want to jump around, push out the waves, and catch people with your Storm, catch people on the Bane. Ideally, you catch someone with the Storm, the TPs start coming out, the Bane on the other part of the map stops someone with the Sleep, and then you get multiple kills on multiple parts of the map. That is what you need to do now. Use the mobility of your heroes, because Army Geniuses are way too powerful at this point, especially the Medusa. For the side of Enigma Galaxy, even when the Black Hole is up, it is questionable if she's killable.
Here we go. Fresh Blink Dagger. Toss into the air. Finally gets to use it. So that's going to be another kill going in the way of Army Geniuses. Having the Medusa run in the front as well. Enigma Galaxy's going to be feeling a bit fearful.
Radiant structures are fortified.
Army Geniuses are trying to force out the fight. That is the main thing, on their terms. Even though it's close to the enemy side of the base, it doesn't matter, because just with the Stone Gaze you can easily disengage. So Enigma Galaxy, they have to be a bit more careful, and until Army Geniuses start TPing towards this bottom lane, they need to be very hesitant about playing top at all.
I wonder what Enigma wants to get next. Looks like he's saving up for a BKB. But he could also just buy a Blink Dagger in this game, sell the Wind Lace, get that extra mobility. Blink and Aether Lens is fantastic in nighttime games. You can blink from so far away, and they won't even see where you are when the black hole goes off because of the extra cast range that it gives. And even in daytime, you can jump from almost maximum range to catch someone into the black hole and just surprise them completely. So let's see if he decides to go for it. Hasn't revealed what he wants to go for next. Storm wants his Witchblade. He did build it the last game as well. That has been his item build. The BKB treads 2 Null Talismans and a Witchblade.
The Witchblade does give them damage. That's something that they are lacking.
Oh, Mizu's getting jumped on, but the mouth is done onto the Timbersaw, but the Inkswell's going to be there. And with the help of Womi and the boys, they're going to be able to take down one. Now Bay getting hit as well. Joe comes going to intervene, and here we go. World goes command on 4. They're all stacked up. They're all stacked up. They're all dying. Instant smoke coming in as well from Nick Galaxy, going on a chase onto the blue, so they know they need to push the advantage and maybe get DP as well. They already took down 3. Mizu the toss into the black hole from Jokum and Mizu, but they just need a little bit more. The feed scripts there. Womi takes down Boom Boom, and now looking to take down DB. Yes, they can. Womi as well, getting Malphus done as well. The Timber falls. Nick Galaxy wiped them up. Jokum tosses Mizu in. Who the fuck needs a Blink Dagger when you're gonna tiny to toss you in? And the Aether Lens to do what it needs to do. Black hole from the range, and that is a team wipe for Nick Galaxy.SEA. What a fight.
Just like the former US President Nick Galaxy are now saying, yes, we can.
Yes, we can.
They just went in and they crushed Army Geniuses. This is the problem when you are running into Enigma Galaxy and in your dream is in a good position. The Monkey King does so much damage. He annihilated every one of them. And I think the Storm Spirit now, after he saw that fight, that he should change his item choice. Go for an Axe. If you can set up the fight, not only for the Monkey King Wukong's command, but also for the Enigma Black Hole, you can win every single time.
Looking for Mizu on the smoke. Roll Thunder. Needed actually in this one as they take down Mizu. The black hole man has been taken out of play. Garmin also stealing the Eidolons for himself.
You go Roche now if you're Army Genius.
Look at this trader fight in the jungle. Rubik Eidolons stronger than Enigma Eidolons this time.
You know, that's kind of my kids are stronger. My seed is stronger. In Army,
I raised my kids better than you. They're not quitters.
That's actually a big flex, you know?
Yeah.
Either way, they walk into the Roche. Wukong's command is up. So Enigma Galaxy, they have a tool to fight. The problem is you're playing against the Timber. I actually don't like that Womi isn't dealing with all of the trees. You need to cut down all of the trees around the Roche pit when playing against the Monkey King, and he just didn't do it. This might give something to Enigma Galaxy if they even want to fight.
Doesn't look like they want to. Just farming safely in the jungle. It looks like they're going to give this one. They want to have their black hole up, apparently. Jokum is there for the steal, but there's the gaze. Jump in from Alacrity, and DB will be taking the kill and the Aegis for himself. Jokum in trouble. Storm should be getting out as well, but he's leashed for now, and now able to get the jump out. So Jokum is going to be the only one to fall. Azura still chasing, but he runs into a bunch of crystals. Those crystals messed with his head, so he turns around 180 degrees.
Pretty solid attempt from Enigma Galaxy. Other than the Storm BKB that they lost, the tiny kill doesn't mean much, and you forced out the Stone Gaze and the Rolling Thunder. So at least the first minute of the Aegis is gonna be a time where you can split push a little bit and not really be afraid of Army Geniuses going for a full-on fight. That's gonna give you enough time for your black hole to come back. Exactly. So you're okay if you're Enigma Galaxy giving away that tiny. Giving away a free Roche is never good. That's why just jumping in, trying to make a play can most of the times just give you something that otherwise, if Army Geniuses keep all of their spells, they can just push onward for a tower. Now they're gonna be a bit hesitant, at least in the next minute or so.
23 minutes into the game 2 of Enigma Galaxy versus Army Geniuses. And this is turning into a very, very interesting game in terms of how even both of these two teams are. Very cooldown-based Dota. Not just living on an item timing, but more who gets the better team fight, because either one can win. Really an either one can win situation, just like game 1.
Still can't believe the Storm isn't going for an Axe. He got the Witchblade, okay, but now he's thinking about the Shard and the Shiva. Sure, it's gonna give your Monkey King a lot of damage, but still.
He wants the Shivas because the Soulbind is preventing him from doing stuff in fights. So if he builds up armor to live the leash duration, I guess that's the reason why he wants it. In your dream. Whoa, me. In your dream shows himself as well. He's gonna get lifted by Narman. Stolen Avalanche down to half HP. He has a BKB. He could always teleport out, but in your dream, what does he do? Jinku stacks are up. Azura is coming in from the side as well. Jumping into the tree. Gets knocked out by the Rolling Thunder. And there we go. Wukong's come out with the BKB. Jumping onto the Timbersaw. 1 versus what? 4? Keeping away. Yep. Has to do it. Like, that's the only thing that he had left to get the heck out of there.
I thought he was immediately going to BKB TP, but he was just trying to get as many heroes towards him as he can, understanding that Rubik already used his lift. He knew that there was no danger there, though still, maybe he didn't know, you know, the Medusa having the Stone Gaze can cancel your TP. So, really weird from the Monkey King to go for a play like that.
Yep. Indeed.
A bit green, but works out.
Radiant's bottom tower under fire.
Aegis is still up for 2 minutes. Able to take down the tier 2 tower in the bottom lane. Army Genius is now opening up a lane again. Both side lanes actually open towards the base of Enigma Galaxy.
Dire's top tower is being attacked.
Ooh, Joe really playing with his life.
Icyul's usage, still just a stun and remove the Diffusal Blade. And here goes Alacrity jumping onto the backline, also the Rubik.
He got
Get 1-for-1. Maybe he can get for Grimstroke as well, but he is soul bound and actually leashed now as well to the Bane. But whoa me, Timber Chain a bit short. Azura does get the stun onto the Storm Spirit, but he's able to zap himself away outside of the pit. Monkey King is observing the situation in your dream, just watching from the sidelines how things are escalating.
Oh, Mizu, I think the Storm there was like, I killed the Rubik, where's my Enigma? And Mizu is just split pushing. He doesn't care. He literally doesn't care, and I'm okay with that one. There's still an Aegis. And,
wait,
Black Hole?
Black Hole on 2. They've got the Pango and also the Grimstroke in it, but Azura will get out of it. Wukong's coming now with a Phoenix Grip also connecting as well. Boom Pui just needs a bit of extra damage to make sure that this Pango goes down, and Azura tries to shield crash himself forward, but not gonna do enough for him. Tower down, 2 kills. He's with a very good Black Hole there for a second. Grimstroke down, Pango down. Aegis is running out.
Mizu finally gonna be telling his Storm, see, I used my Black Hole while the Rubik is dead. I did follow you through, just not in the time that you were looking for. So that's quite nice coming up from them. And also, that's during the duration of the Aegis that they managed to get a tier 2 down. DB canceled the TP there towards the top lane. He didn't wanna fight after he saw that the Rubik died. So Enigma Galaxy, they've prevented this Aegis from being too successful on the side of Army Geniuses, especially with his tower falling. So I really like that play from Mizu, that he focused more on the tower rather than on winning the fight. Because if you go into a fight there and the Medusa comes in with the Stone Gaze, there is a good chance that you lose it. Now without the Aegis, the next Black Hole can definitely be used to kill the Medusa, but the problem is Rubik will have a BKB.
He's in a scan here to spot Jokum, but thinking, is there somebody else in the region? Tiny will lose his life. But they're sitting up at the top lane. We already knew the Tiny was going to die, but they're not getting the jump, or are they? Boundless Strike onto the Pango. No Fiend Script, though. Not going to let this one go. There's a TP coming in from DB. He is also on the sides.
They caught the Monkey.
Yep. Nightmare's also going to be there. BK's going to be ready. They do get the catch, at least onto Norman. Norman's going to be down. Varus is going to be falling as well. Mizu on the sides. Needs another 70 seconds of the Black Hole. And DP's Crystal has just died on the Courier. A bit of damage missing from the Medusa in this fight. Mizu bobs his BKB and forces the Grimstroke with him. But everybody else is inside the Wukong's command. Medusa running out of mana. The mana shield is going to be completely depleted and fighting against it. Can they take him in your dream low? And it will go down to Womi and Alacrity on the run. There's the Chakram. Double kill for the Timbersaw. Womi able to secure it in the end. Enigma Galaxy.SEA ending up losing more than they bargained for in that fight. It's a 3-for-3 with a buyback from the Grimstroke, but there were more than crucial kills for Army Geniuses.
Yeah, but also the Medusa dying, that's a big deal as well. A Monkey King, he will go for the Scotty. I can expect maybe even a refresher to come out from him after the Scotty, and maybe he finishes off the Daedalus first. But we could see there that he can deal with the Medusa. The problem is his BKB got popped a little bit earlier in the fight, and Army Geniuses understanding that both the Pango and the Timbersaw stood their ground. That was very dangerous territory for them because the Wukong's command was dealing so much damage, but they were trusting the Medusa was gonna survive for long enough so that they can finish off the Monkey King. If they started backing off, it would have just been the Medusa dying, and they maybe would have gotten the Monkey King, but the Stormfall up kill would never have happened. So that is a really good call from Army Geniuses to stay inside of the Wukong's command and fight until death. The problem I see here, supports on the side of Army Geniuses are way too squishy. Narman, luckily for Army Geniuses, will get a BKB, so the Storm won't be able to get the kill on him, at least that easily.
The 30-minute mark is now full. 18-19 on the scoreboard in kills. Net worth is bouncing back and forth. The graphs are a bit of a heart rate sensor here, or heartbeat sensor, even whatever you want to call it.
EKG.
That's the one. I already forgot what it is, but that one. Silver Edge soon up on the Medusa. His Crystallis is still on the Courier. Died in the last team fight, so Medusa was missing that extra bit of punch, the mini crit, so to say. That Silver Edge is going to make wonders.
I think Army Geniuses are losing their timing. They're going to get the bash on the Pango. That's a big part of the fight as well, but the Enigma approaching the Refresher, the Storm, he still doesn't want to get an axe. I don't know why, but Alacrity may be thinking the Drow should give it to him. But Army Geniuses, they're going to be at their strongest. They're actually now at their strongest when the Medusa is having all of these items. These are the perfect items for her. So they want to push forward. They want to get the advantage now, because later on it's going to be tough dealing with the double black hole.
Perfect chance. Rubik instantly taken away again. The Eidolons, but then doesn't get the blacking at best. He could go for the black hole, but he doesn't have the range. They save the Medusa. Medusa moves himself away with the Hurricane Pike. They did use quite a lot for this one, but they killed the Enigma nevertheless. AG, they have a moment to breathe. Roshan is up. Does Enigma buy back for this?
This is a big timing for Army Geniuses. This is a tough call to make. I would say no, don't buy back for this one.
Yeah, but they're going to fight anyway. Rubik's going to be caught in the Fiend's Grip, and Alacrity goes for the kill on Norman. Jumping on the second support. Grimsword's going to be there as well, and that's going to be a new. Now you don't need to. Now with the BKB popped as well. Womi, he will be right next to Boom Boom, who will be taken down. Jokum very low on HP. They got the Wukong's command coming out as well from the Injured Dream, and Womi forced away from that one. Jokum still seeing on the high ground, observing and keeping an eye open. Everything is okay for the time being. 1-for-2 trade here for Enigma Galaxy, and might have just bought them the required time to actually be able to contest Roshan again.
The Army Geniuses aren't going to be ready to fight in the next 60 seconds. That's how much you need for the Wukong's command. So Enigma Galaxy, Southeast Asia, they're in a pretty decent spot. Again, I'm going to continue saying it. Alacrity, buy freaking Ags. The reason why he should buy it is because the Enigma is having troubles getting close for the black hole. But if you have that Storm Spirit to help the Monkey King in the Wukong's command, you might not even need it and can hold it long enough so that Army Geniuses can never commit. It's getting super hard for the Enigma to get a good black hole off because he needs both the Rubik and the Pango in it now, with the Pango having the Skull Basher.
Silver Edge ready on the Medusa, ready to pack a punch, also ready to break the Monkey King. Those Jingu stacks from popping up, but it would still be a big advantage nevertheless. Stupendous. At least for a couple seconds during the fight, but the damage output, the saving tool for the Medusa, being able to reposition. A lot of great stuff brought by the Silver Edge item pickup here for the Medusa, but what does she still need? What do you remove the wand with? Do you go for Butterfly? Do you go MKB? Daedalus?
Butterfly makes most sense. Butterfly does make most sense here.
Do they need more damage? Is Daedalus better? I mean, you already got the Silver Edge, so you don't want to stack two crits.
Yeah, you probably don't. I think Butterfly is the best one. You want to be able to hold your ground against the Monkey King. The misses are definitely gonna be a big deal. And when you look at the Monkey King's inventory, he really doesn't have space for the MKB right now. That is, I think that is the best choice from DB. Maybe he goes
AG
Satanic, but...
Yeah, Satanic could be also an option, but here we go. AG with the 5-man smoke. Norman goes for the blink and then interrupts the Tiny inside the Chakra. And Boom Boy unable to go for the Nightmare. Save the Nightmare up at the back line, going for the Rubik instantly. But the Soulbind is going to be there. But what can they do? Azure over the air, this is going to be popping as well. Womi now taking the fight to Alacrity. Alacrity Storm Spirit getting silenced up and he's down. They're going to be able to take down the Storm Spirit. He's gone for 90 seconds as well. AG taking control over the river. In Your Dream forced out. They have to reassess the situation. DB into the pick. He's going to start with Roshan. With Galaxy. Still keeping an eye open. Do they have a smoke to play with? They have one on Boom Boom. Just if they clear out the illusions, they might be able to go. And now they do. The smoke's going to be there. Now exiting the pit, actually, in this case, is DB with all those Medusa illusions. Roshan down to 3,000 HP. All they need is one good jump, one good Enigma play. Mizu. There's a lot on his shoulders. Roshan at 3,000 HP. Asura ready to go in. There's another tree toss. Tango takes a bit of damage there. Canceling the Blink Dagger momentarily. And back into the pit they go with the Chakra pop by Womi. And still thinking. In Your Dream. Wukong's command is ready. There's the gaze. They want to force this Roche now. And force Nick Galaxy to back away. They will take Roche scot-free. Can't fight the gaze.
In their own perspectives.
That's big for sure. We can see Storm not being able to kill the Rubik right off the bat, and he gave it everything he could, but he gave Rubik the ball lightning. Now you could see the Rubik's positioning in that entire fight. He's just staying under vision, and he knows the only way that they lose the fight is if he gets caught inside of the black hole. So Narman, he stays out, he has the blink, he has the ball lightning, the mobility on the Rubik is insane, so he'll be able to do anything. And I think that Army Genius is now with the Rubik having the ball lightning these next 5 minutes. This is their timing. Increase the lead right now, and then it's gonna be tough for Enigma Galaxy to play fights. Enigma went for a blink. He understands he needs to make plays. People need to stay in the Wukong's command if you want to win the fight.
Just now they have to change their way of adapting into this, and they got to jump the Grimstroke right away. Rare's coming in from the side. Electri's going to be there. Jokem also on the jump. They're going to look for the support. They're going to be able to take down both of them right away. Look at the Fiend's Grip as well, connecting onto the Medusa, and will be able to control her for the first life completely. Boom Boom just not dying, and finally is taken down. And that is also going to be the Aegis popping. Black Hole. No, the Black Hole got cancelled. Oh my goodness.
They care though.
That is so big, but can they still win this fight? Womi dropping low, deep in the middle, still without any mana. Fighting his way to the end. Gonna get the toss from the Rubik on top of him from Joker, and Alacrity is gonna be taken down by DB. Still doing the damage, but DB's down. Medusa falls by coming in from Boom Boom as well, and hunting down the Timber Saw. Womi dropping low, and onto the high ground he goes. He's gonna be sacking his life, so Nick Galaxy is gonna be finding another kill for themselves. And Jokum still hunting for the Rubik. There's a DD rune there as well. He's just outside of vision, and he cannot see where the Rubik is, and now shows up in the lane. Jokum could still go back in. Blink Dagger is ready, but there is still a bit of a distance to catch in. I won't be able to get that. And that is a full-on team-wide buyback coming in from the Rubik as well.
That was a 0-second black hole onto the ground. The Medusa was dead for another 2 seconds when the Enigma used it, and you still win the fight convincingly. This is what it means to have a Monkey King inside, or the Medusa inside of the Wukong's command. The hero just can't win. You're not doing damage to the Monkey King, and you're taking way too much damage there. So we can see that the Medusa wants to go for the BKB. He knows he needs a defensive item, and just not being able to move is a big problem there. If he gets out of the Wukong's command, we might be seeing a different fight. But everyone on the side of Army Geniuses, their goal in that fight was get the Medusa out, and they just couldn't do so.
Closing up on the high ground position. Nick Galaxy able to take down the mid tier 2. They have to defend their base though. Monkey King already heading back to the base to defend off all those attackers. No more Aegis advantage for Army Geniuses either. Roche is going to be dead for a minimum of at least 5 minutes. I have to reassess the situation. Pango looking for a refresher. Grim going for the Aeon. Rubik going for the Aeon. They've recognized our supports are dying way too fast in these fights. They need to stay alive for a bit longer to have an advantage. Otherwise, if Army Geniuses just have their supports getting killed right away at the start, what can your cores do if you don't have the backup?
So that was the best bet for Army Geniuses to win this game before the ultra late game. I don't want to say that they've lost this one. Anything can happen in late game Dota. You can die, buy back, die again, and just lose the game like that. But this is
but at least
timing
so far.
Yeah, this is timing for Nigma Galaxy to win the game right now. And Army Geniuses, they have to get some big items. Aeon Discs on the supports are the main ones that you already mentioned. The Rubik and the Grimstroke, they need to survive for a long time in the fight. If they die, it is over. The Medusa will lose the matchup against the Monkey King if they start fighting each other. And now he says, okay, screw the BKB. I'm gonna go for the butterfly. Does make sense somehow. But can he... the answer is still, can you leave the Wukong's command? Even if you have a butterfly inside of the Wukong's command, you lose the man fight to the Monkey King, yeah.
But NGX.SEA, they're going to go for the 5-man smoke, and DB's in the middle. With the Silvers, he just showed himself. Perfect chance here to maybe even close out the game if they can kill this Medusa right away as they're jumping the backline. It's the Storm going for the kill on Norman. They will get at least a small touch of this fight. The Black Hole was used. The second one doesn't get enough. The stun's going to come out again, and that's going to be holding him in place. That was the gay stun this time. A Pango down. The toss onto Womi on the Timber Saw. Going for the BKB teleport out. Is able to get out back to safety. And Medusa also gets home.
This is what we were talking about. Nigma Galaxy, they fail all of their spells. Literally all of their spells fail. And they win the fight. Not even a chance for Army Geniuses to do anything. The only thing that when you fail your spells, you might not be able to push right now, but that doesn't matter. You're just gonna go for another fight. Still, it does give a bit more time for Army Geniuses to get those Aeon Discs up on their supports and have a bit more in their tank when they're fighting. But that's just perfect fight for Army Geniuses, and they can get nothing out of it. The Stone Gaze comes out at the perfect time, stops the first Black Hole. Mizu immediately knew he was gonna turn to Stone. He goes back, uses the Refresher, and then he gets turned to Stone in the attempt to get the second Black Hole off.
Jokum going for the dive, looking for the Grimstroke, gets the toss out on time, and Varys is going to be in trouble. Grimstroke down to half HP, the Yules is going to be there for the time to keep himself alive for a little bit longer. The Black Hole's going to be connecting as well onto DB. The Medusa's inside it, just need a bit more damage to take him down, but they can't. They cannot kill this Medusa. The Pipers are coming in for the Pango and from the Grimstroke as well. Jokum tosses the Enigma back to safety. They want to get Mizu out of there, but In Your Dream is going to be turning around. He's got the Wukong's command coming out as well, and inside is going to be Azura, it's going to be Womi in there as well. They're taking a lot of damage, and they need to get out of there. Moment's pause and a moment to breathe. AG forcing out the buybacks, but can't get Nigma Galaxy's heroes killed, but they cannot kill the Medusa either.
Again, Army Geniuses, they just can't get any kills right now. The Medusa isn't doing enough damage. I don't even know if the Butterfly is the way to go. Maybe just go Rapier. But is he even getting any hits in these fights? When the Wukong's command is there, there's nothing the DB can do, but I still think, okay, he went for a blink. Okay, that one I'm okay with. If you actually manage to jump the Monkey King, turn him to, lift him up, turn him to stone, and kill him before the Wukong's command, that is the path to victory. That is the one that I actually like. So the Rubik starts off the fight, lifts the Monkey King, then goes immediately back and waits for the Enigma, while the rest of them try to kill the Monkey. That is a good idea of how to actually win a fight from Army Geniuses.
AG are also smoking up from their base, looking for a kill outside. Azura ready to load up that Rolling Thunder and find a connection. That ward is also going to spot that illusion rune taken away, so they know they're invis somewhere. Nigma Galaxy taking the high ground position. Alacrity in front. They will not go that deep.
You can't go on the... You can't go onto the high ground where Nigma Galaxy are ready. You went for this swift blink on the Medusa with an idea of killing the Monkey King, with the idea of you being the one to initiate. If the Monkey King is on the tree, you don't know exactly where he is. He pops the Wukong's command, it's over. He has the Refresher as well.
She's going with full conviction. It actually finds the Bane right away. Bane takes some early damage, but the save from Jokum tosses the Medusa on top of the cliff. The Medusa stuck there for a second, but is able to blink out from there. While Varys, Norman on the side, they're taking down Jokum, and it doesn't look like it's going to be much of a fight from Nigma Galaxy as they've already sacked their supports.
Interesting approach from the Tiny to actually go into that fight. You know, the Medusa has 2 mobility items, so it's not like that toss changes everything.
135 Roche timer. Doesn't really favor Army Geniuses here, but at least they're able to get some structural damage inside Nigma Galaxy's base. They jump from Alacrity. As long as they don't end up getting soul-bound again, at least they have some way of still getting out, because that's been a big issue for the Storm Spirit as well. If they just get hit by Soulbind, There's no way of getting out.
Radiant's
Connects.
middle barracks are under attack.
1 minute for
Just-
Roche.
Just a little bit unlucky on Army Geniuses. If it was an earlier Roche respawn, they would have gotten the Roche from those supports. But you're playing against the Storm, you have to assume that you're not going to be able to push until you kill him.
Top lane. These Eidolons are going to be doing a mass of work. 50 plus damage, plus 5 demonic conversion Eidolons. You multiply these fellas, you got a whole army. You got a whole army of over 100 damage dealing Eidolons chewing your buildings down, and that is a very powerful tool for Mizu.
One big thing, Panda, here is that Enigma
Up on
is
mid, they're gonna get the Vortex connection onto the Medusa, but again the Enigma gets stunned, but there's the Black Hole, gonna be connecting onto the Medusa, holding him in place, but Rubik, did he get the steal? Rubik has the stolen Black Hole, and he's gonna throw it down, but it doesn't do anything. Now there we go, it actually is placed right now, and on the Storm, and on the Enigma, and the Monkey King is gonna be following as his friends are falling. The Rubik is down, dies to the Wukong's command. That was the second Black Hole was the Enigma's, and then did the Rubik throw his stolen Black Hole after that, and they were both cancelled by the Pango Basher. This is something we touched upon in game number 1 about the Bashers being some of the worst enemies for Enigmas, and Pango being one of the best Basher carriers in the game, getting an almost 100% Bash chance with that Swashbuckle if every hit connects. That is painful.
Timber has a Hex. Timber has a Hex. So Army Geniuses, they're itemizing in a way that they can kill this Monkey King. Though, without the Medusa, it's very hard for Army Geniuses to fight this one, especially because they don't have buybacks.
Rubik going to go for the buyback as well. John Michael goes instantly for the toss play, and they do have the Monkey King inside. The Fiend Script as well, and the Timber Saw very low on HP. There's the stun of the Monkey King's down to 1,000 HP, and still being held alive. There's the toss into the air of the Norman. He stays in his Yules, and Monkey King still alive. The Nightmare will help him live a longer 3-man Boundless Strike as well, and Mercer Asura down. Norman trying to make a run for it as well. Joachim still chasing the Rubik, but Rubik able to get away, and that will be costly. But the Medusa is coming back up in 15 seconds, and Roshan, he's outside of the pit. He's more interested about this Wraith Pack Totem instead of actually giving stuff for NGX.SEA. And even if they respawn now, doesn't look like they're going to be able to fight for Roshan. And NGX one step closer. Medusa is TPing in, but is she going to be fast enough as there's only 1,000 HP to go? They're pinging the Roche Pit and now going in, but the Aegis is down, and they're going to secure everything. The Aghanims, the Cheese, the Aegis, it's all theirs.
And you saw in that fight, Storm finally got his axe. He ate it. Who's gonna be getting this one now? Are they gonna give the axe to the Bane? Maybe to the Enigma? Either way, it's gonna be a big item.
Bane got it.
Okay, that's big.
Triple Fiend Script, right?
Yep. Very hard to cancel, especially for the side of. You know, if you're playing against something like a Monkey King, Shaker, or something along those lines, even the Tiny, it's quite easy to cancel. But with the heroes that they have, unless the Pango is the one going through all of them, if you use the ulti on the Pango, it's going to be very tough for Army Geniuses to cancel that one out.
Definitely,
so
and especially if you take like a choke point fight or something. One of the illusions is on the low ground, 2 of them on the high ground. Like you just can't get to all of them. So that's going to be troublesome for Army Geniuses for sure. And Boom Buoy, his positioning just might be key. They've picked up a gem on him, and they have a secondary gem on the Tiny. So this Silver Edge on the Medusa is not going to be enough to keep her alive if either of these supports is nearby. In your dream, or sneaking inside the base. Position. They've got the damage coming out from the Eidolons, dealing damage to the tier 3 tower. DP going to be there, forcing Joachim back away. Doesn't quite do enough damage to pop the Aeon Disc though. Boundless Strike on top of the Medusa. He's going to be there with the Chakram as well. The Wraith Pack Totem will be taken out of play.
Army Geniuses did itemize properly for this late game. They are behind, and it's not easy for them to fight, but they have the tools to do so. The idea is still the same, kill the monkey. The problem now is he has the Aegis, so for the next 3 minutes, you have to be careful about leaving your base. But the thing is, at this point in the game, you don't have to leave the base. It is different right now. You don't have to fight outside of it, but Army Geniuses, they still want to do so because they have the Hex, and they have the Blink on the Medusa. If they get the first jump, it's going to be fine. You just get a pick off right now, and they're going to be happy with delaying the Aegis. You don't have to rush in on the Monkey King right now.
Army Genius is smoked on the side of the mid lane, and they found Boom Buoy stunned up with the Basher from the Swashbuckle. 1 gem down, but that's the gaze. That's the Rolling Thunder. That's 2 ultis used.
That's nice. You are just delaying the Aegis timing. You're fine with getting that 1 kill. Army Geniuses probably aren't gonna push
But how do they defend? They
push
don't
the
have
advantage.
Gaze is down for another 70 seconds, so if they push now, that's another lane of Rax gone. Rolling Thunder's going to be up in
DD
13.
Monkey.
Oh, the jump of the Pangolier as well. Azura has to pop his BKB. His Aeon Disc will pop. Womi, double chakram on top of the Monkey King. Does a decent amount of damage to start things off. He's down to half. Stun's going to be connecting as well from the Basher. Mizu waiting on the low ground. Alacrity goes for the deep dive onto the backline. Vortex only hits onto one of them.
Pango?
Doesn't quite get both of them here. And now in trouble. Pango's also very low on HP at the moment, but In Your Dream looks to be falling first, but the toss save from Jokum, and the top racks have fallen. Here comes Medusa, striking from the side, but just not doing enough damage. And without the gaze, you're not canceling any of these TPs. They're all gone. 2 teleports already gone through. Jokum on the run. He's hiding in the trees with his Trickster cloak. And blinks to safety, and he teleports out as well. Nigma are safe.
We need to be looking at Womi damage in this game right now. He's the one that deals with the Monkey King. When there's a Wukong's command, he's the only one who can do the damage from far away enough to actually threaten the Monkey King somewhat. So he's the one that needs to be dealing with him, because right now Enigma Galaxy, they can always just walk up to the high ground and use the Wukong's command. So what it's up for Army Geniuses is they have to catch the enemies before Enigma Galaxy are actually set up in front of their base. Let's see how they're gonna do it. They have this nice ward in the mid lane, and they're probably gonna be playing around that one. You can see the area that they want to hold.
Monkey King has gone for an Arcane Blink just to get the Wukong's command off much more, much faster, much sooner. More Boundless Strikes, more stuns. Who needs Swift Blink with all the damage you have when your Wukong's is in the biggest role? DB in front. Oh, the Medusa all by himself. Phase Grip's coming out. Narman able to only get the phrase stuff, but there's the black hole cancelled. Can the Rubik get something done here? He doesn't have his spell still on cooldown. They've lost Medusa. They've lost the Grimstroke. They won't be able to get anything here. Narman's going to be falling too. 3 gone. Enigma Galaxy finding the perfect target first and taking 3.
He had the spell steal, but the Lincolns on the Enigma, he just bought it. He just bought it. Rubik, they have nothing to stop it.
Just bought an Octarine for himself. Pango gonna get Boundless struck. Why In Your Dream, Womi. Inkswell's gonna be on top of him. Stunning the Tiny, but the Aeon Disc is there. Azura dropping low. Pango down. Has a buyback available. Medusa coming in with the gaze. And this is pretty much all in. Can they get these kills? The Enigma still has a black hole available, but Mizu, he goes down, he's dead, but the Vortex from Alacrity goes on too. Now looking for more, the Feast Grips as well onto the Medusa. DP on the run, and In Your Dream still surviving. Azura going for the damage onto the Monkey King with a BKB on. There goes the Wukong's command. The last moments for Army Genius coming into an end. Pango dropping low, but able to get out just in time. And there's so goddamn many illusions in here that In Your Dream, I don't even want to know how much damage he actually dealt inside that team fight, but he definitely dealt a lot. As they're finishing off another set of racks for themselves. Enigma might be gone for 70 seconds, but he's got that black hole, and Army Geniuses are in trouble.
There is no Wukong's command. I think even though it's 3 versus 4, that Army Geniuses their best bet would be to get out of the base right now. Womi in that fight, he was the one that did the most damage because the double chakram is just so strong. Don't be afraid. This is their best chance to win this game right now, but they're staying in their base, and I really don't like that is happening against the double Wukong's command, against the double black hole. It's almost impossible for them to win a fight.
It is so hard for them to win these fights, and it's somehow still barely holding on, but not completely getting dominated. Timbersaw again getting struck, and there goes the jump onto Azura. Die back on the Pango. Azura's down. Feast Grips there onto Womi as well. The Timbersaw falling and dropping down, and it's just the Medusa, a lone survivor, to hold the base of Army Geniuses against Enigma Galaxy.SEA. Buyback coming in from Womi and keeping them away for now. Another Wukong's is up in 1 second, and with this Medusa having another gaze, Enigma Galaxy move out for a reset. They forced out the buybacks that they were looking for. There's none remaining. Rubik's gonna get his back up in 11 seconds. But outside of that, there's nothing remaining on the Army Geniuses. Their fountain side is gonna be pretty depleted.
The Medusa was left alone there, but you could see that the Timber and the Rubik, they're gentlemen, and they're gonna be coming in for the Snake Ladies. help, but still, Army Geniuses, they can't leave the base. Next time around,
help.
Nigma Galaxy, they just go towards that last lane of Rax. They use the Wukong's command, and it is over at that point. They're in a smoke. Army Geniuses are not catching them outside of the base, and they're gonna be in a 4 versus 5 scenario where a 5 versus 5 might even kill them. So let's see.
And the
last
double black
fight.
hole as well. See what they can
Possibly
do.
the last fight of this series.
Possibly might just be the one to knock out Army Geniuses out of the tournament. The Wukong's command will be applied by In Your Dream. Varus in the front, dropping very low with the Grimstroke. Jokam going for the toss onto Womi. And another beautiful Vortex. What a play from Alacrity. Finding 3 and looking to take them all down. The black hole's there onto the Rubik. It is a vengeful one because he wanted the Rubik exactly inside it. In Your Dream with the BKB, forcing the Medusa away. Medusa's mana pool completely defeated. Mizu coming back in. Refreshers pop, and there's one more black hole to give, and the Medusa down, the Timber down. Army Geniuses getting knocked out of the tournament, and Nigma Galaxy SEA, they take them all. They are going to the lower bracket final with this victory and live to see another day in the tournament. Army Geniuses are out.
The second that this game didn't end with Army Geniuses having that Aegis, that was the crucial fight that Nigma Galaxy won. Staying inside of the Wukong's command when the Monkey King was level 25 was just such a bad move from them. They couldn't bail out the Medusa, and that is the part where they probably lost the game. After that, it was out of their hands, and it was actually Nigma Galaxy that needed to make mistakes, but they made all of the mistakes in the world. Black hole the ground again, immediately cancel the black hole, give it to the Rubik. The green hole takes everyone in, and still Nigma Galaxy are winning. They make so many mistakes. It just goes to show that in the later portions of the game, this Army Geniuses lineup just wasn't gonna work. Womi, he did his best. He itemized properly to do the damage, but they just didn't have enough to kill In Your Dream in the later portions of the game. Even if you kill Alacrity, even if you kill Mizu, if the Wukong's command is there, the fight will go the way of Nigma Galaxy Southeast Asia. And they get this win in the end. They held up really strong in this one, and Army Geniuses just didn't use their timings properly, and they did hit them. Just a slight mistake cost them the game.
Exactly. This was a crazy series in the end. And for Nigma Galaxy to persevere through all the hardships that they kind of faced, that Army Geniuses with their, I mean, you could say they were living up to their names. They were really geniuses in this series. They understood when they had the best moments. And you talked about in this second game about that moment when Army Geniuses was the strongest and couldn't get the best result out of it. Was kind of a defining moment as well for them, that this game is probably not going to be going in their way as the final result. But still, a well-fought battle, very well-played moments, but couldn't shut down Enigma Galaxy in the end. They even got a lane of Rax for themselves, but it wasn't nearly enough to overcome the Enigma Galaxy SEA team.
This is the kind of the story of Army Geniuses that I've seen in this series. When they're stronger, they kind of stopped thinking about how we're gonna win the fight. They're just like, they think they're taking it for granted. The next fight is ours. Yes, the next fight is yours if you play it properly. That's what they did in the previous game as well. They're stronger, but they need to use the every single thing of their lineup. In the last lineup, it was mobility. In this lineup, it is positioning around the Medusa, and they didn't position too well. Once Alacrity cut their mid wave there, they just stayed, they revealed all of their positions, and then they lost the fight. So that is something that they are gonna have to tackle. It is your timing to fight, but you do not fight everywhere and any way you like, because the enemies will find a way to win against you if they have a better position.
But this was a crazy-ass series. This was the final cast from us in this tournament as well, with T-Panda and Harry Freak. Do give Harry Freak a follow on Twitter. Very good lad.
Give
very good analyst. And
give T-Panda a follow on Twitter.
Tomorrow is going to be the final day of the playoffs. Aries and Danog are going to be taking over the lower bracket final between Polaris Esports and Enigma Galaxy SEA, followed up by the best of 5 final with Execration versus the victor of that series. Starting at 11 in the morning, so that is 16 SGT, I believe, local time, if I understood correctly. And the grand finals 3 hours later than that. So that being said, BTS actually tomorrow is also going to be doing the East European closed qualifiers. That's where you will find me and Harry Freak. We worked with the EEU DPC Division 2, if you remember. So it's glad to be back with our home turf, so to say, as And it's always a great, fun region to watch. But SEA has been a whole heck a lot of fun. Thank you so much, all of you people. Thank you from behalf of us. We will see you guys next time. So until then, take care of yourselves. Good night and bye-bye.